Elam, yeah.
Rachel.
Cheska.
Anea. And I'm Mikey, and maybe these people come and sit down and help us start this off. This is Talkaoke. Do you want to come and sit down? We don't know what we're going to talk about. We need a subject. What's that?
Littering.
Littering. Actually, we talked a little bit about that. We talked about that. Yeah, I mean, you were saying people should be fined heavily for littering.
Oh, did you say littering or literary? I thought you said literary as in like books.
What do you talk? What is it? Literary or littering?
Littering.
Littering.
As in rubbish. Okay.
Rubbish. Should we be more? Yesterday we were saying that we should be more punitive.
What's your issue with littering though? I'm curious to know what is your issue with it. Like, why do you want to talk about it?
Okay, we'll get them to change the channels. I mean, I've flicked through like 3 different channels. I can't keep on doing it. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
All right, so we're talking about. Oh, we got a new face to the table. What's your name? Amaris and Anea and Chester and Rachel and Elam. Are you worried about littering?
I don't know.
You're not that bothered.
I'm worried.
Why are you worried about it?
Because I don't like it when people throw litter on the floor because people could step on it.
Yeah? Does it matter?
Bye.
What's the problem? People throw things on the floor. What's the big deal?
I go on TV.
Possibly. You're on these 2 TVs anyway, that's for sure. We know that. I mean, how far and wide it was spread, we're not sure at this point. But are you concerned when somebody throws something on the floor? You are? Why?
Because I might slip down.
Okay, you might sit on it, okay. Are you worried about it, Chester?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah?
Because it's just like you want to live in a clean area,
yeah,
and you want people to contribute to cleaning the area, but they're just making it worse by like throwing litter onto the floor or like fly tipping.
Do you ever throw litter onto the floor or fly tip?
Not fly tipping, no. Littering, no.
Yeah.
Sometimes something might fall out of my pocket, but if that does happen, then I'll throw it in the bin.
Yeah.
All the time.
Okay. Some instances, no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like a £100 fine for it though.
Okay. So, yeah.
I'm angry because when their owners, when they take their dogs to the park and they poo, sometimes they don't clean it up, and people step on it and it's gross.
That is annoying, isn't it? Okay. I mean, have you ever cleaned up any dog poo yourself?
I don't have a pet.
Is that the reason why? Because you don't want to clean up the mess? Okay, interesting. We're talking about littering and people not clearing up after their dogs at the moment. Why do people do it? Come and get involved in the conversation. What do you think about it? Are you annoyed? Have you ever stepped in a dog doo-doo? I have, and I've got very angry about it.
I have too.
Should people even be allowed to have dogs?
That's a good question. I think too many people have dogs these days.
Yeah.
Too many. You know, and it's just a lot of people don't know how to look after their dogs properly, and it's just like, it's just so annoying. And I just hate the way society loves dogs more than they love children.
Do you think that's true?
Yeah, that 100%.
Okay, does it depend on the children?
100%. No, it's just society loves dogs more than they love children.
Okay, that's an interesting idea. We've got some new faces to the table. Let's get some names. So we've got Elam, we've got Rachel, we've got Chester, we've got Anea, we've got Amaris. What's your name? Logan, and we got
Tommy. Thomas. Ahmed.
Ricky.
Beth.
Was it?
Beth.
Beth. Okay, so should dogs just simply be disallowed? Should there be a quota of dogs for each area, like there is a quota of car parking? What's up?
I have a dog myself.
What do you think about? I mean, are people being a bit negative about dog ownership?
Dogs are alright. It's just they just keep complaining about how filthy dogs are.
Yeah. Do you think they are filthy?
No.
Okay. What about this suggestion that people love dogs more than they love children? Do you love dogs more than you love children?
No.
About the same? Or you love children more?
No, the same.
Okay. What about anyone else? Has anyone else got a dog or thinking of getting a dog?
I have two.
What's that?
I had a dog,
Yeah.
and
Her name was Fifi.
yeah, her name was Fifi.
How do you know this? How do you know?
Told her.
Okay, yeah.
She was a gift, but I understand a bit why
Yeah.
people may love dogs a bit more
Yeah.
than children.
Yeah.
'Cause especially if you don't have kids, because you build such a bond.
Yeah.
I built such a bond with mine, but I had to let her go because
Yeah.
I couldn't look after her and I
Right.
couldn't keep cleaning up
Wait,
poo.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it too much
Yeah.
work, or was it just too?
Too much work, too much time, too much effort, too much money.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's not easy having a dog. Have you got a final thought on dogs? Are you coming back? Yeah. Hang on a sec. Anaya.
I mean, at the end of the day, the situation is simply that an animal is. The requirement of looking after them is no different than having a child.
Yeah.
And
do you think that's true?
It is
Yeah.
true because
Yeah.
you have to do the cleaning up. The whole process is similar. The only difference I've noticed is that one don't talk or communicate humanly.
Is that a bonus?
Nah,
maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the point I was gonna say was, in regards to your question earlier, in the whole should the whole owner cleaning up after their dogs. If we have a child and it makes a mess, we should clean it up.
Yeah.
And on the outside looking in, when you see dog owners, it tends to look like an easy job.
Yeah.
It does look like you just walk the dog, bring it home, let it run up and down.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's no different than having a child, and so if
have you got
have a dog
experience of having a dog?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I have. My dad has one.
Yeah.
And so, it's no different than having a baby. So the same way you treat a baby, same way you treat your dog.
I mean, why are we so attached to these dogs? I mean, it's a different species to us. Why do we like dogs so much?
Because
Yeah.
they. Let me say something.
Okay, have it. Yeah.
Dogs are my enemy.
You don't like dogs. There you. Why? Why?
No.
Okay, Logan, have you got a view on dogs? Have you got a dog? Would you like to have a dog? Would you like less people to have dogs?
I wouldn't have a
You're not that fussed about any of this subject. You're not really interested, yeah?
I think I have to disagree with the idea that bringing up children is the same as dogs. Because when you're bringing up children, you're building them for the future.
Yeah.
While with a dog, I mean, number one, their life expectancy is a lot shorter.
Yeah.
And, you don't have to, instill morals in them, teach them. Well, yeah, you do teach them right from wrong, but, it's just a bit tricky. You don't have to deal with how they will, teach them how to act in society.
Yeah.
A dog, it's always on a lead.
Yeah.
No, you do, because when you take your dog out, you have to teach your dog, listen, don't bark at strangers, don't go running off, don't do this. It's hard work, seriously. Before I was a dog owner, I had the same view. I was like, dogs are easy, whatever, just get on with it.
And then when you got the dog, you realise it's
it's hard work.
whole load of work.
It's hard work.
Is it almost like a sort of training?
Yeah, it's like you're training a newborn.
Yeah.
And then you're bringing that newborn up. It's not easy.
Okay. Hang on. Let's bring. What was it?
Ahmed,
yeah.
Are we really comparing dogs and humans? Are we really comparing dogs to babies? Really, guys? Really, guys?
Do you think it's not a fair comparison?
I don't think it's a fair comparison at all. You haven't held that dog in your stomach, in your womb for 9 months. You didn't give birth to that dog. You're not responsible for that dog for the rest of its life. You can just get rid of it. Whereas a child, you have to feed it from your own teats, for example. You have to raise it. You have to make sure it's clothed. You have to educate it. You have to instill morals into that being. You have to take care of it. You're a parent for the rest of your life, whether you want or not.
Okay.
If it's a dog, and you don't want it, like you said, you can simply give it away. Can't do that. You can't do that to children.
Yeah.
You can't give away your child. You can't sell your child.
You can give away your child if you don't want.
But I think we'll all accept it's a more serious thing.
I mean, I hear your point, but when I'm saying teaching that animal, you have to teach the animal from a puppy. You have to be mindful of how you train that thing. That thing is that animal is it's not easy.
Yeah. I mean, I think
if that thing bites a child, the repercussion is crazy.
Yeah.
And so, to some aspect, from a certain age group, like you will, you know, teach a child, there's some certs, you know, there's
so there's an equivalence. I mean, maybe we accept it's not as serious an undertaking as having a child, but there are some parallels, some similarities.
You know, probably from the age of 0 to like 3, 4.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What were you gonna say, Anaya?
It's the owner's responsibility to clean up their dog's poo.
Okay. And what about children?
It's the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Beth, but
no, what I mean is,
grab the mic 'cause you're a bit far away there.
I hate dogs.
You don't hate dogs, yeah?
I'm scared. But
Yeah.
I think there are some, you know, most of them are children. They like dogs because, especially if your child is alone, you know, you get one child and they can play and they can, you know, and they can discipline himself by the dog because
so
they
the
can
children can actually learn from the dog. In a way.
But sometimes, you know, it depends upon how you bring it up.
Okay.
Because sometimes the dogs, you know, it depends. I think about a kind, you know, the raising and how to train the dog by the, you know, by the family or whatever.
So in a way,
I don't really agree, but I'm scared with the dog.
Okay. Okay. So some people have got the fear of dogs. Is it almost like a training exercise for the child to have the dog, and then the children learn how to, you know, interact with other beings? I don't know. What were you going to say?
There's already a dog down there.
Okay. What do you think about that dog?
She's a strict dog.
It's a what dog?
A strict dog.
A strict dog.
A strict? What do you mean strict? A street dog. A street dog.
Snakes then.
Snakes.
Let's talk about snakes as an animal.
Why do you want to talk about snakes? Why are we moving it on to snakes?
Because Ahmed seems to think that having a dog is easy. Coming from a snake owner.
Are you a snake owner?
Yes. What's the experience of having a snake?
Is it similar to? Is it closer to having a child or closer to having a dog?
Nothing like it at all. I feed her once a week. She stays in her vivarium. Everyone's happy. I do have 3 cats though, and they're easy to take care of as well. I don't have to do anything other than put out food for them.
Yeah. Okay, so cats and snakes are easier to look after.
Much easier.
You don't have to take them for walks. I mean, snakes don't have legs anyway, so you could have to take them for a slither instead of a walk. Yeah.
And do you feed is it a rat you have to feed the snake?
Mice. Do you feed them living mice or dead mice?
Dead mice, unfortunately, as it's illegal to feed your reptiles live mice in this country. Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to feed her some live mice.
But where do you get dead mice from?
From the pet shop.
Really?
It's actually weird because the reason why you can't feed your snake live mice is because it's cruel apparently. But what I think is cruel is freezing live mice so that they can be food for other reptiles. So there's like a whole tray of mice and they just get frozen in like liquid nitrogen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So that's considered less cruel than
because it's apparently less cruel when the natural way is for a snake to constrict it and have at it.
Okay. All right.
I've always wanted a pet dog, and then now when I see people
what about
having
a pet snake? You're not that bothered. Okay.
I would like a pet snake.
Would you look after a pet or a baby? What one would you prefer to look after?
A pet.
A pet. Have you got any pets, Logan?
7 cats.
Come a bit closer. Come over here.
7 cats.
Cats. I mean, are cats easier to look after than dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is it a kind of stepping stone? You start off with a snake, then you move to a cat, then a dog, and then eventually a child. Is that how it works?
It's kind of like a life cycle.
Yeah, a life cycle. Okay. Part of a cycle. Do you think you'll move on to a dog later on and eventually a child?
I've had a dog.
You've had a dog. Come a bit closer because you're a little bit far away. I can't reach you. So what happened with the dog?
It passed away.
I'm sorry to hear that, but I mean, is that why you haven't got another dog? Because it's a bit too... You form the bond with the dog in a way.
Yeah.
Okay, so the dog, as you were saying, the dogs don't live as long as humans. Eventually, they're going to die. Is that tough? Is that tough for kids? Is that a bit too tough?
My uncle has 5 children and 1 dog, but the dog went somewhere, so now they have a cat.
Okay, so they've actually moved from dog to cat as well, maybe for similar reasons.
6 or 5 children.
Yeah. Okay. Chester, any dogs or cats? What do you think about all this conjecture about pets? Is it training for looking after real human beings?
Well, it's because I have a cat myself, and it's different because cats are self-sufficient. So like all you need to do is like leave food on the side, and then they'll get it themselves. And like you can just let them out into the garden, they'll come back. And but like comparing pets to like a human child, because humans are different from like animals. Like I don't know. Like,
you don't think that's a fair comparison?
Yeah, because humans are more free, and like if you have a pet, it's just stuck in your house.
Right. Okay.
From the age of 0 to 3, are humans still free?
Yeah. You think that in
because
a way,
like Rachel was saying, the whole animal bringing up, it's you have to teach this thing from 0, who knows nothing, to the basics. The basics essential, and I'm talking about you have to teach how to sit, how to not bite, how to walk properly. I'm not saying that the animals and humans are exactly the same, but I'm saying that certain
skills, certain
things,
trainings,
it's similar.
Okay.
Some couples, I know a lot of couples, that before they have a child, they get a dog. To test. That shows that it's not the same thing. I'm not saying it's the same thing, but there's a similar level of responsibility.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of couples do that.
Okay, so it's considering a kind of stage.
Honestly, you think it's a joke? I'm being serious.
If you can look after a dog, it doesn't mean you can look after a child, but it's kind of favourable at least. It's favourable.
Competence.
Yeah.
Get a dog to test your competence range.
Yeah.
If you're a couple, get a dog. See if you can look after the dog properly. If that's successful, then you have a child. If that's not successful, then you don't have a child.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ellen, what, you were going to say something?
Now, I was curious because you have a snake. So if you have a mouse in your house, would you let the snake out to sort of like try and find the mouse, or?
If it was that simple, by all means I would, but it really isn't.
What do you mean?
Only because my house is quite big and she will get lost very easily, and it will take weeks and weeks to find it. It's happened before. Yeah.
Have you tried it and it just didn't work? Or?
I haven't tried it. I just know that it won't work.
So the snake's not got a very good sense of direction.
They do, but they've got their own direction. They're not like cats or dogs who will come back.
Right. Okay. So they'll just slither. They'll just slither off.
We have to leave that.
Circulate. You're circulating.
Yeah.
We have to go. Our managers just come.
Okay. Well, give us a final thought, or maybe we can bring you in on this discussion. Come on. Zara, we want to. Okay. Come on. Give 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Because okay. Well, let's just give us a final thought before you go.
Like I said, if you're an animal lover, just make sure you look after your pet and just take responsibility.
Is it a good way to learn responsibility for kids?
Agreed.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Okay,
Agreed.
final thought?
It's never down to the pet, it's always down to the owner. Same way it's never down to the child, it's always down to the parent.
Okay, thank you.
Very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
How would it feel if you had a dog or a cat?
How would it feel for me? Well, I did actually used to have a cat. Beth, give us a final thought before you. Oh, it's too late. She's gone. Yeah.
My auntie, she used to have a pet dog, and when she got it, she realised it's really hard to take care of it because she didn't have all the supplies she needed.
What supplies do you need?
Collar, dog food, like things to train it.
Yeah. So similar story in a way to Rachel, you don't realise what you're getting into.
And then she got a new owner for the dog because it was too hard.
Okay. So it is quite hard. It's quite hard to have a dog. It's not an easy proposition. I think that's one thing we've certainly learnt today. Where do we want to go with this? Do we want to talk about children, parents? Do we want to,
How about You go down there, ask the lady and the man, the lady or the man, whatever, can you babysit the dog?
Why would I do that?
Because you said he had a cat.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like having the same thing as a dog.
Is it time for me to upgrade to a dog?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't want, going back to the original conversation, I don't want to have to clear up all of the mess.
But it's your responsibility.
Not if I don't have a dog.
That's why he's avoiding it.
Not why I don't. Am I avoiding responsibility?
It's part of life.
You think so? Am I avoiding responsibility by not having a dog? Is it? Are you avoiding responsibility?
Well, I actually have something called xenophilia, which is a fear of dogs. Actually, it's a real diagnosed condition.
Yeah.
And
wouldn't it be a phobia then?
That's it. A real diagnosed phobia.
Yeah.
And it's related to experiencing trauma. In relation to dogs, I was attacked by a dog.
Yeah.
Multiple dogs.
Yeah.
And therefore, that trauma is something that sticks with you, and sometimes it doesn't go away.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Can anyone else relate to that? A fear of dogs?
I got something.
Where does it come from? A trauma? Yeah.
I had a dream of a dog and a cat fighting me.
Was it a bad dream?
Also an enemy.
Was it a bad dream?
And then this another dream, I was bathing, and then these three men came up to me so they could shoot me. And then I went into a custody room, and then my family looked at me.
I think I'm picking that up. Okay, so we're talking. Yeah.
It's really hard to have a dog if you have children because you have to take care of both of them at the same time.
Right, so that is really upgrading. You're going from just having a dog to just having a child, then to having a dog and a child, which is the... What's that?
It's dangerous.
It's dangerous as well. Okay, so is it dangerous? Should it be one or the other, either dog or child, not both?
I have heard of stories where the dog or the cat can get jealous and it can attack the newborn baby.
Right.
So this has happened,
Okay, so maybe it's dangerous. Yeah.
In this TV show,
yeah.
I saw
yeah.
this lady. She had a baby and she had a pet, and then the pet was so jealous that the baby got all the love, so the pet wanted to attack the baby.
Right. Shouldn't the pet attack the parent, not the baby?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Have you got a dog? Should people be more responsible for their dogs? That's what we're talking about at the moment. Chester, you're an ethical and philosophical expert. How do you view this from an ethical perspective?
I don't know. It's like it relates to.
Yeah.
Like.
Is there a connection? Do you think?
I don't know. Maybe keeping animals in captivity. It might fall under that, but with dangers of keeping animals in a household with children.
Yeah.
Sometimes parents might neglect an animal with a child, and the animal might attack the child or something.
Yeah.
That's quite dangerous.
So what do you do? I mean, what's the answer to this? Is it about just getting rid of the pet when you get the child, or is it? I mean, how do you solve this problem?
I mean, you can keep the pet, but just animals have rights too. You can't just throw the animal to the side.
Okay, so it's a bit more tricky than that because animals have rights as well. What kind of rights do animals have? The right not to be frozen with liquid nitrogen and fed to a snake, perhaps. Yeah.
Let's play dog and cat game.
How do you play that?
Anyway.
Well, I mean that's not my kind of professional level. That's not my expertise playing dog and cat games.
Does anyone know if it's gonna rain today, or I don't know? Oh, really? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Is it gonna rain? No, we can't deal with the rain.
I should have checked the weather forecast.
Yeah, it was so warm and lovely this morning. Yesterday I brought loads of rain gear. Today I left it at home.
Who won the world, girls?
What's that?
Girls won the world.
Girls run the world.
Girls run the world. Okay, that's another new subject. Yeah.
So if you have a child and you have a pet, you should put the pet in the cage because the pet could be dangerous.
Okay. Put the child in the cage or the pet in the cage?
The pet in the cage.
Okay. Right. So wait. Okay. So I mean, we've got another subject on the table. Do we want to move on to this? Girls run the world. You say no?
No.
Okay, so there's a bit of a disagreement here.
How about time traveling?
Right, okay.
Or like science?
Okay, I feel like there's a need for a new subject. Logan, have you got a subject you want to talk about? So far we've got girls run the world, time travel, yeah.
History.
History, what do you want to... We were actually talking about history yesterday.
What?
But
horrible history.
Horrible history. Is history generally horrible?
Horrible Histories is this TV show that tells you what happened in the olden days before our parents.
But well, most things that happen in the olden days horrible. That's my question. Or is it just some horrible things?
All horrible things.
Is history more horrible than the future? You say yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is history horrible? Ellen?
It's interesting. Very interesting.
Were the olden days more horrible than what the future's going to be?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Victorian times were dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. There was people on the streets. People were filthy. They didn't wash. I mean, there was loads of disease.
Yeah.
We're better today in 2017.
Okay, so history generally is horrible. Do people agree with that, Chester?
Yeah, I agree with it. I think that as we've like evolved, we've like developed like how we've changed like ways to be cleaner.
So we are changing for the better.
Yeah.
Okay, Logan, do you agree?
It depends. Like the past, like the history is horrible, but then the future can also be horrible.
Yeah.
Like it could be in terms of anything like war.
Yeah.
War based, like due to Brexit there could be more war. Due to Donald Trump there could be more war.
Yeah. So we could, even though the past was more horrible, the future could also be more horrible if war happens. Okay.
I think burglars is horrible.
You think what is horrible?
Burglars.
Burglars.
Should I say this? Happy birthday, filthy Ella, and a happy new year.
Okay, I mean, I guess that is the future. Okay, so is the future more horrible potentially if wars happen, if Trump decides to press the button or whatever? You agreeing?
I think that as we like become smarter, like as humans, we could develop like new weapons and things, and like that will lead to like more wars. Because if we train more people to like be in the army or something, I don't know. It's possible that
we're
could
coming
happen.
up with more ingenious ways to hurt each other. So it's not just better ways to stay clean and stay comfortable. We're also coming up with new ways. Is the future more horrible? Is history more horrible, or both? That's what we're talking about at the moment. Most people say that history was worse. The Victorian times, it was all people on the streets and death. But what about the future? Logan's saying future could also be war, and Elam's saying we're coming up with more horrible ways to hurt each other. New weapons, ingenious new forms of destruction. So are we in a unique moment here in the now where it's not so bad?
Kill us all.
ISIS are going to kill us all?
Yes.
Okay.
Like look at them, they're over, like they've got their own group. They're recruiting people every day, recruiting thousands of people every day.
Why do they want to kill us all?
Because they think, I don't know, they think that other people have things against them.
Okay. Alright, so do people agree with that? Do ISIS want to kill us all? And why?
I don't think they want to kill us all.
Yeah.
I just think they want to get rid of all this racism.
Right, okay, so you think in a way ISIS's main kind of goal is to eliminate racism?
Yeah.
Okay, so is racism in a way a cause of ISIS? Come and have a... We're talking about war. Are you concerned about war? Come and have a seat on the table of chat. Sit down. Yeah.
Health and safety.
Yeah.
Health and safety.
How does that relate to war? Come and sit down. Come and get involved. Are you worried about war? What's your name?
My name is Dennis.
And?
My name is Yonut.
And what's your name?
My name is Daniel.
Okay, come and have a seat. So, are you worried about war? Are you worried about ISIS? Why do ISIS want to kill us all? Do they want to kill us all?
It's not just ISIS, there's different groups, like the Islamic Front.
Yeah.
That's also a group that they don't just target people, they target police officers.
But why? I mean, is it because they're trying? It might be the wrong way, but they're actually trying to get rid of racism.
It's not just them getting rid of racism; it's that they're killing innocent people.
Yeah, I mean,
Whilst they're killing people to try and get rid of racism, it's gonna occur more racism because of the way that they are.
Yeah, I mean. It's definitely. I think most people. I mean, do people agree with that? That the way that ISIS are going about things is the wrong way, and they're going to cause more racism. Yeah.
The thing is with ISIS, I don't think they're trying to stop racism. I think they have a lot of anger towards the Western world. They have anger towards Britain. You know, obviously Britain has financed a lot of the wars in the Middle East. You know, a lot of the weapons. You know, they come from the UK and stuff like that. So I think that's where a lot of the animosity comes from.
Right.
You know.
Okay, so. That's where it comes from. I mean, are they going to cause more racism? Do you think?
Well, yeah, definitely, because unfortunately, you know, a lot of the members of there's already racial tension in the UK amongst, you know. So the fact that a lot of them ISIS are Muslim, they're Asian, you know, people will just use it as an excuse and like tar everyone with the same brush, basically, you know.
Okay.
But yeah.
So in a way, if they are trying to get rid of race, you say maybe it's more about anger about
animosity towards the West.
So it's not necessarily racism. It's anger about what the West does.
But also they do get triggered sometimes. Like sometimes it's not their fault. Sometimes they feel like they have to start a war or start fighting and that. Like because Donald Trump, I think it was Syria, he released a chemical weapon there.
Yeah.
And it killed thousands of people. Like he didn't even know what he was in. He just decided to release it.
Yeah. What, Donald Trump?
Yeah, Donald Trump.
So you think that he's actually causing more problems and more aggression? Yeah. Have you got a view on this? Do you think that? Okay, there's anger. ISIS is created from anger, but I mean, they're causing more anger. I mean, I think we can agree with that.
Sure. Yeah. I 100% agree. I mean, it's scary because a lot of the people who are doing the bombings and stuff in the UK, they are from the UK. So there's clearly something going on. You know, I mean, the guy who done the Westminster attack, I mean, I think there was issues to do with his identity. Yeah. You know, the racism he experienced. It was kind of a.
So in a way, it comes back to this point. There is a point about racism in a way. That, I mean, what's your name? Sorry.
Thomas.
Thomas. Thomas is saying that actually the ISIS comes from people's experience of racism, and maybe in that case of that Westminster attacker, it has come from there initially.
I think it's to, like, as you were saying, like future and history. I think like the anger mainly comes from the history because like we've mainly our races have mainly been the powerful races where there's like hasn't, and they want like to have power over everything.
Okay, so it is about history. I mean, you were saying a little bit about this yesterday as well.
No, it's so important to sort of like know the impact that all of these races have had on Britain, you know. Are
you worried about any of these things, about wars, about racism? Are you worried about these things?
I'm worried about the terror attack and the flyer.
You're worried about fire and terror attacks? Okay. What?
I'm worried about terror attacks because people who we have met and we know them, they could have died and we could be very sad.
Okay, so you're worried about people that you know passing away, You're worried about the fires and this kind of thing. Are other people worried?
Well, going back to racism, I don't think we can leave it all down to racism. It's not just racism, it's extremism.
Yeah.
Like, some people don't feel equal, people get bullied and all of that.
Yeah. Is extremism caused by racism at the very root, at the very beginning?
It depends.
I don't think anyone's saying extremism is the right way to go, but something must cause it. Something must make it happen to begin with. What is it that...
I think racism happens because people like to judge other people of the colour of their skin and how they look.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't really be doing that. They everyone's equal.
Yeah. Okay. Chester, you're the ethics expert. What do you think about this? Do you agree with this? The discussion? Do you think that's the real reason why there's terrorism because of racism, or is it extremism coming from other roots? Or
yeah, it could be like that, because if someone feels like they're excluded from like a group of people, and then an extremist group comes in and puts all this information into their minds, they'll feel like, oh, I have a sense of belonging with these group of people. I'll join them and do terror attacks.
Okay, so there's also there in a sense of belonging that people need to have a sense of belonging, and maybe they belong to the wrong people.
I definitely agree with that. It is about belonging, because even though you might be born in the UK, but you still, my experience is that you still don't feel like you belong. You're sort of definitely made to feel that you are not British. So and I think that can be hard for certain communities, particularly Muslim communities, to kind of deal with. It can be tough.
So it's about people not really feeling like they belong to one group, so they want to belong to a different group, and they get in with the wrong crowd, so to speak. Do you agree with it on this side, Logan, Thomas?
I think people get jealous of where you have a separate group of white people and then separate group of black people, and then people just get jealous and they think it should either be mixed or separate, but all groups should be mixed, so it shouldn't just be one group white, one group black, and then just one group Asian. It should all be mixed.
So could the problems of extremists be solved in that way down the line, or is that too easy a solution? What do you think, Logan?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Chester?
I don't know.
Any thoughts? Silence? Anyone? I don't know, maybe we should move on to a different subject if we've done this one, but what's that?
Move to politics.
Well, have you got something you want to say about politics?
I hate Donald Trump.
Why?
Lots of things.
What? Why is it boring?
It's just, I'm not interested in Donald Trump. We all know he's racist and sexist, and you know what I mean. He's gonna be in power for the next 3.5 years or whatever, and he's not gonna get kicked off.
Why are you concerned about Donald Trump?
He's working with Russian spies.
Yeah.
So he's already given some secrets away, and you never know, he can give us many secrets away. Things that him and his agency knows about other countries as well.
So you think he's a kind of danger to the world?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Donald Trump a danger to the world? What do you think about Donald Trump? Donald Trump, any views? Is he a danger to the world? That's what we're talking about here.
Definitely. You can already see how Donald Trump, becoming in power has given rise to the far right. They feel like their racism and extremist racist views are okay now because he's in power.
So it's given fuel to extremists.
Yeah, definitely. It certainly has. But I think the majority of America voted for Donald Trump, so therefore he's gonna stay in. I just think we just have to sort of deal with it,
So you're saying the majority voted, so we've got to accept that.
We've got to accept it, yeah.
I think Donald Trump, someday he's gonna stop being president.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to that? Do you think he's a bad president, a good president?
I think he's a bad president, and one day when he doesn't be president, I'm gonna be happy because he is very racist.
Okay. it's mainly about the racism for you then. Is there anything else you don't like about him? Just the racism. Any views on Donald Trump? No, maybe not. Donald Trump. Do you know
I hate Donald Trump.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, do you know anything about him?
He says rude stuff.
Okay, so because he's rude.
That's why I cheer for no one.
Okay, Donald Trump.
I just think that because I agree with you because like he won the majority of the votes, so he does deserve to be president.
Yeah.
Of course, some of like the things that he says, a lot of people will disagree with it because it relates to morals, and not everyone will agree to what he says.
Right.
But I feel like even if he is president, he'll have to do something good anyway. So like I think he'll try and do something in the future because he hasn't been
might
president
actually
for long.
change. He might get better. He might improve. What about that? What about the possibility that he might actually learn and become a better person? Well, do you think that's possible?
Well, he's still.
No, you say no.
No, he can't become a better person. From the person that he started, he can't become.
Okay, you say definitely. You say no, and you say no as well.
Hell no.
No. Why?
If he wanted to become a better person, he would have done it by now.
You think he's too old to actually change? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
wig.
Could Donald Trump become a better person?
One thing, I don't think he is going to become a better person. I think he's shown us who he is. But one great thing about
Are we
Donald
not judging Donald Trump? We're not giving him the chance to become a better. You're saying Chester's saying he could become a better person.
He's got a track record of doing ridiculous things. But what I would say is that Donald Trump being elected, it has brought people together. I mean, look at what's going on in Germany now. All of the a few days ago, all of the protests against him. It's really woken people up about what's going on and different issues. So yeah.
Okay. So most people think he can't become a better person. He's already shown who he is. But there is a positive side, says Element. It's brought other people. It's brought you together. Maybe you're more concerned about politics because of it. So you're thinking about how to actually defeat the ideas that you don't like that Donald Trump's got. Donald Trump. Any views on Donald Trump? No.
Well, I guess it's all about. I don't even know. First impressions. It's all about first impressions, and he's shown us who he is.
Yeah.
So I don't think we should give him a chance.
Yeah, you think he's kind of had his chance in a way? Okay. All right, Chester.
Yeah. I slightly agree with Logan.
Yeah.
Maybe because when you're younger, and you get all of these ideas into your head, about your opinion is formed through that, and because when you become older, it's kind of hard to move your opinion to make you change as a person.
So you think a younger person can change their opinion more than an older person?
It's more likely, yeah.
Okay. And what I mean, talking about judgment and judging people, are we judging Donald Trump because we're saying he's too old to change his views? We're not considering the fact that he might change. Are we not?
It would be a miracle
you think
if
it would be a miracle?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. But younger people can change more easily. Do you think that's true?
Wait, say that question again.
Well, basically, Chester's saying, okay, Donald Trump's unlikely to change. A younger person, they're still forming their opinions. They're more likely to change their view on the world. Is that true? So therefore, we need to give them more room to change.
You don't let people decide on what you do. You just do what you want to do yourself. You don't let people create your path. You create your own path.
Right. Okay. But I mean, I think. Do you think Donald Trump's done that? Has he created his own path?
Yeah, and we're all just gonna have to accept that he's the president.
But I mean, if you're at the start of creating your path, is there more room for manoeuvre, more room to change your views, change your path than at the end?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay.
I think the younger children tend to change their attitude in the good.
What's that?
I think the younger children change their attitude to a good way, but the adults are distracted, they don't know what they're they're doing.
Okay, so young people do change their attitude more. Come have a seat on the table of chat. This is Talkaoke. At the moment we're talking about Donald Trump. Is he a bad person? Stay in for a second because you've had a. I just want to sort of run this by other people. Now, Donald Trump, he's not very popular around this table. It's fair to say, but most people also say that Chester suggested he could possibly change. He could actually become a nicer person. He could learn from being president and actually change some of his views. Listen to what people say. Most people said no, he's too old to do that. Older people do not change their views, but younger people do change their views. So that's what we're talking about at the moment. Are we giving Donald Trump enough room to change their views? Are we giving young people enough room to change their views and grow and change? So that's what we're talking about at the moment. We've got Thomas, we've got Logan, we've got Chester, we've got Ellen, we've got Amaya and Amaris, and what's your name?
Jandis.
Jandis. And
Julie.
Julie. So have you got any views on that? What do you think of Donald Trump to start off with? Jandis, have you got a view on Donald Trump? Do you know who he is?
Yeah.
What do you think about him? Anything at all?
What do you think about him? I've heard you say some comments about him. Don't worry.
You haven't got a view on him? No? Julie, have you got a view?
Yeah, my views are very much before he was elected that the accusations and things that he was saying about certain people where they come from wasn't very nice, and what he was going to do wasn't very nice, and it did seem like you would think he wouldn't get voted in, but obviously he got voted in, and I think it's a shame that he has been voted in the way that he has been voted in, and just by some of the things that he's actually doing and saying, and I understand that the new generation are on Twitter. He's too fast to be on Twitter making comments. So I think it needs to be he is now the president of the United States of America. So it just seems that we have to go with whatever he does. So
we've just got to accept the fact that he's president and go with it. Can he change? Can he get better?
He can only get better. He can't get worse.
He can't get worse because it's about as bad as you can get. Okay. Do you think? I mean, what do you think the possibilities of that happening are, though? Is it? Most people say slim around the table, but
he can get better.
Yeah.
It depends what decisions he makes. So it depends what comes up, I suppose, in front of him and what decision he actually makes. So therefore, if he does happen to make a good decision, then yes, he could get better. But it depends what comes up in front of him and what he's
because a lot of people around the table are worried. I mean, you're worried about terrorism and fires, but a lot of the, people. You're worried about that, okay. But a lot of people are worried about the future prospects of Logan. Started this whole conversation up because he's worried that the guy is going to start us into a big war, and they're worried about the prospects of that. Are you worried about that too?
I think what I'm more worried about is that things that are happening in general, that our children are the children are worried. The children are worried what's happening. Is war going to happen? Is terrorism happening? Is that because of the way Donald Trump has set the example that these things may happen as well? So I think there's lots of issues that our children are worried about, where we as children we weren't worried about.
Okay. Is that true? Are children worried about more? Are you worried about a lot of stuff? Yeah, okay. Are you worried about a lot of stuff?
Definitely.
Yeah, okay.
I think I agree with that, actually. I think it's because now children are more exposed to the news. But when I was younger, you watch the news at 9:30 and then that's it. You can just go along your life, But they're just getting so much information. It's a real shame, actually, because they shouldn't have to worry about.
The kids are overloaded with information.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think they should have to worry about things like terrorism. I mean, fair enough, because when I was younger, there were terrorist attacks, the IRA and stuff. But it wasn't something I was worried about. It was just like, okay, that's scary, move on.
Okay, so are kids more worried about stuff? Is it down? You're sort of saying it's because they're watching too much news. Do you watch the news?
I think Donald Trump is starting all the terror attacks.
How?
Because everybody thinks he's wrong, and we all know he's wrong.
Okay, so he's sort of in a way introducing wrongness into the world. Has that got a relationship with the terrorism that's going on? What do other people think?
I mean, well, I think that even you don't have to watch the news to see news. You know, you can just have your phone, be on Instagram, and then see like some post about what's going on. You know, so you don't actually have to watch news anymore. On Facebook, you're getting a lot of information there.
We're getting more news,
it's just more. So that's the
yeah.
reason why they're so concerned. But yeah, definitely, I think Donald Trump has an impact on the terrorism for sure.
Thomas, well, Logan. Thomas, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I got nothing.
No, okay. I mean, do you think that kids are being exposed to too much of what's going on, and therefore it makes them worried? Yep.
I think like where kids have got technology these days, they can just find all sorts of stuff, like all this stuff people are saying about Trump, war, everything. So like technology is one of the big effects of how they're finding out.
But is it good for kids to know? Like kids like Amana's,
they've got the right to know.
Yeah, you think it's good for that they know these things? Okay. Jandis, have you got a view on this? Do you know about the news? Do you know much about Donald Trump?
Yeah, I know that he's gonna build a wall.
Yeah. What do you think about the wall?
I don't think that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
You've not got a view on it, but you know about the wall. Okay. Are you worried about things going on in the news? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think that if there's bad things going around in different places, you never know if it could happen in our place.
Okay, so all the bad things happening make you think it could happen right here, and that is a worry. That's a concern. But Logan's saying we need to know about these things, so maybe that worry just comes with the extra information that we're getting, that we're bound to be worried. So is that just what we've got to live with, what our kids have got to live with?
I think nowadays, as the technology that children do have, even if they don't see something on the television, their friends may send them something. So one person sends it to one person, somebody else sends it to another, and then they are worried about where they're actually going, if they're going on the train, if they're actually going to the shops, all sorts of things. So it is a concern for parents, and also it's a concern for children as well. So they're being more vigilant when they're actually going out as well.
I mean, do you think, cause what Logan's saying, it's good that they know the information, even if they're young?
Yeah, I think there should be a certain degree of information that children should have, but as we know, they're exposed to a lot more information, whether it's in the car, on the radio, or on the television, popping up on their phone. So they are exposed to a lot more information, and as parents sometimes we want to try and protect our children, but also they still need to know what's going on in the world as well.
So in a way, it's a balance between protection and information. What are these?
Well, the keyring says community neighbourhoods.
Oh, cool.
London Borough of Newham.
Cool. Where did you get that from?
There you go. From me to you.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
gifting it to him now.
Thank you. I need a keyring actually. That's good.
That's nice.
Okay. So have you got a final thought? Final thought, Julie? Grab the mic. Now you're standing
I suppose my final thought would
you're
be. Thank you. I suppose my final thought would actually be that as a community, as individuals, we have to all work together to make us live in a peaceful world.
Yeah. So we've all got a responsibility, young and old, and even older. Thomas, you look like you're shaping up to. But I mean, have you got a thought? How do we do this? How do we all work together to make the community better?
No comment.
No comment. Logan, any ideas?
No.
All right, Chester, any ideas?
I think it's hard to do that. What's that? Is it now? Okay, I was giving it. I think that it's hard to, like, with events like these, like the mayor show, like it brings the community together, and that's how like we can work together. Like we can talk about making things better. Like going around and talking to people.
So an event like this is actually crucially important to actually work together to make it better. Okay, well, that's a good point. Do you agree with this? Come and sit down for a second. You're going for lunch. Bon appetit.
What are you having? Yeah, what are you having for lunch?
Haven't thought yet. We're gonna go around to restaurants.
Oh, let us know.
It's going on to the internet, but it's more about the here and now. Come and sit down. Come and get involved. We've got some. Are you off as well, Logan?
I'm just putting my jacket.
Okay, right. So at the moment we're talking about. There's a few. We're talking about Donald Trump. We're talking about the kids. Do they know now too much about what's going on in the world? Is there a balance to be struck between information? Logan's saying it's good that the kids know about all this stuff because then they can talk about it. So someone else say they can be more vigilant about it. But there's a downside that they get worried and they get anxious. Like, what is it? Amaris is worried about these things. So how old are you?
6.
She's 6. So come and sit down for a couple of minutes. You can come and go as you want.
Well, that's it.
But is it just a price to pay for being informed that you end up having to be worried about these things? So anyway, so we've got Logan, we've got Amaris, we've got Elam. I'm Mikey. What's your name?
Well, the real name's Mohammed, but everyone calls me Steve.
Steve, right.
That's my 2 daughters.
Okay, short for Mohammed.
Short, Steve will be alright.
Yeah. And what's your name?
Selena.
And
Camilla.
Are you worried about what's going on in the world? Is it a concern for you?
Well,
what about Donald Trump? A lot of people have been talking. Logan has said. This is how the whole conversation starts actually, because Logan, we started talking about history and how history is worse than what's going on now. But then Logan said, well, what about the future? There could be a war. I'm concerned about Donald Trump starting a war. And so, a lot of the kids around the table, most of them are gone now, are worried about these things. So are you worried about any of these sort of things?
yeah, sort of.
What are you worried about? Yeah, come closer.
Like for example, when I go on the internet, I can see these like things where they say, "Oh, World War III is gonna happen."
Yeah.
And they worry me because, like in school, when you learn about history, you can see like World War I and World War II, and they were really long.
Yeah.
And like bad, and I don't want that to happen in the future, so I do worry about it sometimes.
What do you think are the things that are the factors that are gonna start a war happening?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay. I mean, is there a different way we can go? Is there anything we can do to try and stop this from happening? Are you worried?
No.
You're not worried. Okay, that's good. Okay. Do you know Donald Trump? Have you heard of Donald Trump?
I heard of it in my school.
Okay. But you're not really that bothered about it. Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Steve?
Right, Donald Trump. I mean, what can I say? I mean, I don't really know much about the fella, but but I'm just, I'm getting a bit worried actually because it doesn't seem to be cooperating very well with the other, with the other countries around the world.
Right.
So it's sort of wants things done his own way.
In a way, it's all centred around him.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
okay.
mind you, I mean, I can't personally speaking. I don't really know much about the president, but he seems like a nice fella.
Okay.
But,
so you think he's okay?
Yeah, he seems okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
but you're worried about him being a little bit kind of like out for himself.
That's right. He's always the odd one out, isn't he?
Yeah. Are you worried about him starting a war?
Not really, because I don't think I don't think he will start a war.
Yeah.
I don't think he will. I'm not.
Okay.
I don't think he'll go that far, to be honest.
Okay, he won't go that far. Is it kind of posturing in a way? Is the implication there? Are you concerned about Donald Trump?
Yes.
Come and have a seat. Okay, drag your kids down to here. At the moment we're talking about Donald Trump. Some people are worried about it. The kids are worried about Donald Trump starting a war. Are they right to be worried? Steve says no.
I don't think he will, because there's too many advisors behind him.
Okay, so the people behind him say, excuse me, Mr. President, it's a bad idea to press this button. Okay. Logan, a response?
I don't think he'll start a war, but if he doesn't, then he's going to start something that he can't finish.
Yeah, so what else would he start apart from a war?
I don't know, but like, he's going to... So if he sets off another chemical weapon, then it's all gonna come back to him.
Yeah.
And then like he can't do nothing about it then.
Okay, so you think there might be an issue with chemical weapons? Will he set that off? Are you worried about all these things?
Well, I'm not. To be honest with you, I'm not really worried about Trump. I mean, he's a bit overconfident in things that he does. What I'm really worried about is that innocent people getting killed in the Middle East. You know.
Yeah.
And I personally think that Trump, should. Or he should do something about it to stop. Well, he's doing something about it. But I don't
what is the path? Because we talked about this a bit earlier on, and about in a way that is anger. Because we started off with talking about history. Is anger with the history of the Middle East actually fueling conflict, and it's spilling over? It's coming into our lives as well. What is the way to reduce that anger? How do we actually? Is that what is causing the loss of life in the Middle East?
I mean, I don't think. But my personal opinion is the other. I think the US is they're doing enough. To save the world. But I think other countries like Saudi, like Kuwait, Qatar, they should put very rich countries. Super rich. They should put put a bit more money for security.
Right.
That's what they should do. To save the people from terrorism and stuff. Okay. That's what they should do. They're not doing enough. It's a rich country is not doing enough.
So you think it's actually the Middle East should be doing more itself?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Actually, I think I really agree with that, because whenever there's a crisis in the Arab world, you never really see the Saudis or the rich, the rich Arabs stepping forward. They're always really silent, and I just wonder why that is. There seems to be there's a divide between the rich, wealthy Arabs and then the poor Arabs. It feels like there's a divide.
Okay.
Why is that? That's,
all right. Any views on this, Logan? No. Are you worried about people dying in the Middle East?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think the answer is to it?
I don't know.
Okay, it's a tricky question. I mean, no one likes to see it, and obviously no one wants people to die. But is it too complicated for us? Have you got a view on it, Camilla?
No.
Are you worried about people dying in the Middle East?
I'm worried about them dying, but I can't explain.
You don't know what the answer. I don't think it's an easy answer, because I go around all over the place and people are concerned about this. There's no clear kind of easy answer to it.
They seem to be relying. Well, the other countries, especially the rich Arab countries, seems to be relying on the US too much.
Yeah.
We'll have to put in a. We've all got to do our bits, especially like I said, little rich countries, and I mean, UK's done a lot. UK's done a lot to save the world, but same as in America. But I think the other
are they actually doing too much in that sense? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think too much. I think what they're doing, what they have to do, because the other countries are not coughing up. They're not helping as they're supposed to help the other countries.
Yeah.
That's what it's as simple as that. The other rich countries not helping us as they're supposed to.
So we should be getting involved in this, yeah?
Yeah, everyone should be equal.
What do you think we're talking about? Is there anything we can do in this country to actually improve the situation in the Middle East? People are dying. I guess
I think we need to sort of lobby the government, get them to sort of do more.
But what should they actually do you think?
Gosh, I don't have an answer for that. I have to say, I don't. Yeah. I think boycotts are always very powerful. For example, what's going on in Palestine, Israel. A lot of people boycott, companies that support, Israel,
right,
and
right.
I think that's just the way forward, really. Boycott maybe companies or countries that sort of finance these wars.
Anything that people are boycotting?
Yeah, Marks and Spencer's, definitely. They get a lot of their produce from Israel.
Okay.
Things like avocado, some people don't buy them if they come from Israel, or people find out where the products are coming from, and if it comes from Israel, they don't support it.
What do people think about that? Would you go to Marks and Spencer's? Did you know they're connected to Israel? Are you concerned about that connection?
No, I did actually. I used to go to Marks and Spencer's and buy some clothes there. That was years ago, but that was when it was in East Ham. There's no one in East Ham anymore, is there? Right. They've been there for a year, quite a long while now. Yeah. But like I said, I used to go in there. I did hear that they're connected to Israel, but I didn't really. I'm not really. I'm the sort of person. I'm an easy, outgoing person. I like to get on with everyone, and making friends with everyone. And I'm not really. But like we was discussing before, it's a free world, and every citizen in this world should be confident and happy to go out anytime. you know, and then not be afraid of a terror and things like that. You know.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think I guess everyone around the table would agree with that.
I'm not that smart at this though, but I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Okay. Oh, we got a new face to the table. What's your name?
Rachel.
Rachel, at the moment we're talking about, you're here on a bit of a serious one at the moment, because we're talking about is there anything we can do to stop people dying in the Middle East, to improve that? Ellen said, you can lobby the government, you can not buy avocados from Israel or go to Marks and Spencer's. Do you think there's anything we can do? Steve is saying, let's just, if we can just be happy and be friendly to people, that's in a way all we can do. Have you got a view on it?
I agree. If people just stick together, get along, and love conquers all. That's what I believe.
Okay,
yeah.
Love conquers all. Yeah. Agree, Logan? Have you got a view on it? No. You don't know. Do you think this love conquers all? Do you think that's the way to go about things? Yeah. Okay. Do you agree with this statement?
Yeah.
Does love conquer all?
No.
No. Okay. Why not?
Because
it just doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So love maybe doesn't conquer all. So what's your name again? Shalina says love doesn't conquer all. Ella?
Yeah, I agree.
You agree with Shalina?
We can see that it doesn't. You can love humanity but still hate your neighbour.
Okay.
So.
I mean, is that just because there's not enough love that it's not conquering all?
Well, I think I think there's a lot of hate. There's a lot of hatred of self.
Yeah.
If you hate yourself, you can't love anyone else or anything.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a lot of hate. Yeah.
So, but how do you get rid of the hate?
You have self-confidence.
Yeah.
Seeing that whatever you have a lot to offer the world, a lot of skills you can bring to the table.
So it is about being positive.
It is about being positive.
Get rid of hatred.
Being confident. Being confident in yourself.
I mean, do people agree with what Ellen's saying, that there's hatred there, and you've got to kind of be positive to get rid of it?
Yeah, I quite much agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And another way to improve, things, and I mean, no, I don't mean especially UK, but what I mean. Well, let's talk about UK. I mean, what the government has to do to improve this country is like they've got. You see, they've got to keep these youngsters, like my girls and boys. They've got to keep them occupied. They've got to the only way to keep them occupied from when leaving school, 16. So when leaving school at 16, they've got to. I mean, not everyone wants to study. You see, a lot of people wants to get into sports.
Yeah.
And they should.
So there's enough for young people to do.
There's just not enough sport, leisure activities in this country for the children to do.
What about cultural activities?
I mean, for example, look. I mean, sports centres. Sports centres. There's not much. I mean, there's a few now, but years ago there weren't any there. Here, was it? Years ago. Yeah. I mean, look at the swimming pools. We ain't got much swimming pools.
Okay, so you more sports centres, more swimming pools.
Yeah, keep the kids busy.
Okay.
Get the UK to more sports.
Rachel, have you got a view on this? Sports centres, is that the way to keep kids busy? Do you agree with what Steve's saying? You do agree, or don't agree? Or you're not? Yeah.
Sorry I'm not being rude or anything. That keep the youngsters from leaving school. That keep them away from crime.
Yeah.
From crime. Leaving school without a job, no education.
Yeah.
They've got to do something which they enjoy. It could be any sports. And make money in sports.
But is everyone into sports, or should it be a bit wider than that?
Well, I mean, it depends really. What the individual is interested in. I mean, like I said, not a lot of people like studying. You see, if you don't study, you got to love doing something, like a hobby or something. Yeah. Turn a hobby into your career.
So in a way, it's about finding what you love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Working that for
so I guess just to sort of join the dots, you're saying the government maybe has got a responsibility to make sure everyone can find what they love, or at least provide these different outlets for them, such as sport. Do people agree with that? Okay. Have young people got enough to do? That's what we're talking about at the moment. Have you got a view on that? She's got something to say. She's taking our chair. Have young people got enough to do? Yeah? You think so? No. Okay.
When you're a child, there's plenty of activities if you're like below 13, but I think 13 plus, that's when it gets a bit more tricky, you know.
Yeah. Come and have a seat, come and get involved. So at the moment we're talking about, have young people got enough to do? Have young people got enough to do? Are they actually, Steve here is saying that that the government should be doing more to actually allow young people to do, especially when they leave school when they get to the age of 16. Are they doing enough? Have they got enough opportunities? So we've got Ellen, we've got Logan, we've got Rachel, we've got Camille and Shalina, I'll get it right finally. We've got Steve, what's your name?
And I'm Mohammed.
Mohammed, welcome.
Nice to meet you, thank you very much. Thanks for inviting
me. So first of all, Mohammed, what about this question? Have young people got enough to do?
The thing is, before we have to create the opportunity for them, and like today, not today actually, I've been yesterday as well, and I have seen the many things. So what the young people, especially like them and the teenagers, they could involve with them.
What are you doing over this weekend?
I'm just coming back from my cricket actually, because I'm the cricket coach in the Newham Cricket Club. Right. So I was spending time with the kids. So the same thing, we invite the kids join within our clubs.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think you're getting enough? Because Steve is saying that there's not enough support for that kind of because that's the sort of thing you're talking about.
It's just not doing enough, you know, to keep the youngsters, like I say, you know, leaving school at 16 without any good qualifications, you know, and what can they do? How can they live? How can they, have children and start a family?
Are they getting enough support from are you getting enough support from the government to do activities like this?
Honestly speaking, once a time I was in the street, I had no place. So I create my opportunity and I was looking, I was searching, and when I searched, I found and I give my time. Because I dedicated my time.
So in a way, you think it's down to the individual to actually do the research.
Yes.
And find it for themselves.
Yes.
Okay, Rachel?
Yeah, I was pretty much going to say the same thing. I think it's for young people to take responsibility and go out there, because there is quite a few things out there for young people. It's for young people to go out there, have a look, because I left school without no qualifications. I didn't have nothing, but I made something for myself because I wanted it. So I went out there and looked for it.
It's down to the kids themselves to actually take responsibility, find out.
There is things out there.
You know what, actually, I kind of take what I said before, because I think there's more funding put into like big institutions to do activities for young people 16 to 25, a lot more than when I was like, teenage, 16, all Black Barbican, all of these fantastic cultural centres. But again, you have to seek it out, and unfortunately a lot of young people perhaps in this bar who's 16 to 25, they may not even think, I can go and like Google like the Barbican and see what things they got going on.
What is going to actually get those kids, come and get involved in this, what is going to get the kids actually searching out their own thing, actually looking for the stuff that's going on actually?
Before that I want to share my recent experience. Just so you can see, I'm just coming from the Great Big Walk, which is an Eden project, and it's funded by National Lottery. So I have done my work.
So that is a government thing in a way.
Is nothing with the government or anything else. Is a charity.
Right.
And the thing is, I work from Yorkshire to London, 616 miles in month of Ramadan while I was fasting. So the thing is actually on that time is not only walking. Actually, we visited many community projects, and I have seen, which we never seen actually. We're very rare in the London. The lots of community project where the children is working. There's a garden. I have seen all the kids like them. They come here. They do the gardening.
So let me just. I just want to break this down one piece at a time. So you've walked from where? From Yorkshire to London.
From Batley, Yorkshire to London.
Right. Okay. And you said you did it. Did you do it when you were fasting as well?
Yes, in month of Ramadan while I was fasting.
Okay, so was it the whole month that it took?
It was a 21 days walk.
Right.
Yeah, and we finished in the Olympic Park.
Right. Okay. So that's quite a big achievement, I think. But
Excuse me, I'll be back in a second. Okay. I'm just going to take the kids for a little stop.
Have you got a question for Mohammed about
not really. It's just that I think like I was discussing before. There might be more sports sports centres for young kids, but I still think that there need to be more should I say career advisors.
So it's more of a path for there's a sort of balance, and this is the thing. There's a balance between the the teenager finding their own path and finding what they love and driving themselves, and also that being supported, and that actually that people helping them along the way, I suppose.
Well, that's right. Another thing is, I mean, we'll go onto a different subject. A lot of youngsters here, I mean, not many, but you get quite a few, who are bullied at school, girls or boys, and they're actually afraid or shy to tell their parents.
Right.
So they just can't, and it comes to to extent where they can't take the pressure.
Yeah.
And it affects them so much that they could hurt themselves. And I think there should be more teachers. I mean, I've got 4 children who went to school here. I think the teachers, what the government should do, the teachers in school here, there should be more. It's just too much pressure for them. It's too many kids. There's too many kids for them to look after. The teachers should be more closer to the children here.
Okay, so there's a few questions in there. It's like the class sizes, the question of class sizes. There's also the question, I guess, of the confidence, which links to the children finding their own path. They need to have the confidence to do that, or they need the confidence to, if things are going wrong at school, to actually speak up. So there is a question of confidence there, I suppose.
Yes, so because of the confidence, they have to come out. They have to come out from the cycle, and they have to move around. They have to see, because school only few hours, and family they have to take this initiative to build up their children, and they have to involve with the people. Like, look at that. This is a big example actually. Is every year is happening. People is coming here. They see many things, and that's why actually we done this work, the great get together. We try to involve the people and do some great things. Work with the community.
What's the great get together?
The great get together was the annual big lunch, and is annual festival on the weekend, and they invite the people for the food and for the festival, like what they're doing here. And people come here. Not only that, because once they will come and sit together, they will know who you are, who am I, and they will get many opportunities.
Okay, but what? You've got something.
So what's your name?
Mikey.
Another thing is, Mikey, like, as you know, England, UK, everyone's busy in this country. We all have to work very hard to earn a living, and parents are working 9 to 5 and doing overtime at the same time, and at the same time they've got to look after these kids coming in and out from school. It's too much pressure for the parents.
Actually, parents are overstretched.
Exactly, it's too much pressure for the parents.
Yeah.
And like I said, the kids coming from school, pressure on the parents, coming 8 hours, 10 hours at work. Am I right? 10 hours a day at work with overtime, coming from work. They ain't got time for the kids, the parents. They got to do the overtime to earn a living. They ain't got time for the kids, and when the kids got problems at school, they're not going to tell the parents, and they're not going to talk to anyone, because two reasons: they're shy, or they're nervous, they're embarrassed.
I mean, this is one of the questions that I want to actually also pose to Mohammed and Logan and everyone around the table. Is we're talking about building up the confidence of kids, but what about when the kids and this big lunch? Yeah, for sure. If you go there and actually get involved, for sure, that's going to help to build your confidence. But what about if you don't have the confidence to turn up to an event like that or an event like this? How do we staff and build up the kids' confidence?
It's important to tell the child that they're beautiful. A lot of children don't get told that they're beautiful, and they don't get told that they are good at stuff. They don't get praised, like, wow, you're amazing at drawing.
So give kids more praise.
And that will give them more confidence.
Okay, we got Rachel. We got a new face to the table. What's your name?
Craig.
Craig, I mean, when we're talking about confidence and like how to actually bring confidence to the kids in a time when parents are overstretched and resources are overstretched, how do we actually get the kids to have confidence? Because everyone around the table has said it's so important for kids to find their own path, but how do we give them the confidence to do that?
I mean, I suppose opening their views and opinions to different things. So, for example, exploring things that they've never done before, because like, for example, many kids don't actually know what they want to do when they leave school or what to do at college and stuff like that. So just broadening their horizon with different projects.
But I mean, how do you give the kids the courage to actually explore, to set off on that journey?
I suppose engaging with them, really, because by doing that you'll be able to understand what they're interested in or what they tend to push forward to, and then you can work on that and then build their skills around that, which will eventually give them confidence.
Okay.
I also think you have to do things, put your children in a situation that's outside of their comfort zone, because that's how you grow and that's how you grow in confidence. Because as adults, we're always doing things that we're not comfortable with, but then it gives us so much confidence when you know we achieve new things and we get comfortable.
Mohammed's walked all the way from Yorkshire in Ramadan. That's certainly outside I would think it's outside the comfort zone. Maybe it's not outside the comfort zone, but adults are used to it. But how do we get these kids to actually get outside of the comfort? Have you been outside your comfort zone?
I don't know.
You don't know. What is your comfort zone? You don't. Can you explain what a comfort zone is?
Oh, it's just doing something that you do every day. It's normal to you. It doesn't scare you, you know. Yeah. When you do something that's a bit scary, you know, obviously it's not a life or death situation, but, you know, maybe talking in public, you know, talking in front of your class or talking in front of your whole school, maybe that's something that can, like, you know, it's uncomfortable, but you're going to get confident from doing it.
Okay, so going outside the comfort zone, do you get it now? Do you do scary things ever?
Yeah, like when I have to talk or do a presentation to my class, it does get me like a little bit scared because I don't like talking in public.
Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
I think it's good for me because afterwards I feel really like happy that I did it.
Okay, so okay, sometimes doing the things that scare you can be good.
This is the thing, both of what he said, the struggle and all these things. I got the similar experience when I started work with my cricket club. I have seen the parents, they really appreciate to bring their children, but because of the busy life, they couldn't do all the time. And what she said, so we have to minimize, we have to sacrifice something. Even myself, I sacrifice lots of things because I want to build my confidence. That's why I am here today. And that's why what she said, we have to come out from the comfort zone.
Yeah, but you strike me as a very confident person. Not everyone, you know.
I wasn't.
You wasn't before?
I wasn't.
So what led you to get this confidence?
It's just like, as you know, the bird, it has to leave every morning the nest because she's hungry. So if I'm hungry, I have to leave.
So in a way, it's about stimulating the hunger to achieve things, to do things. Okay, do you agree with that, Craig?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, okay.
Saying before, you know, it's like you say, how to encourage and help the youngsters. It's fairly simple. Because of the fact that, you know, the parents are working 8 hours a day, 10 hours with overtime, and the fact is they haven't got time. You see, if the children need someone to talk to, if they've got personal problems, who are they going to go? They can't go to their parents because the parents ain't got time for them, and they can't go to the school because the teachers are busy. So we need more. The government's got to put more teachers to help these youngsters.
Yeah,
it's simple.
Should they be like specialists in actually talking to kids about?
Well, exactly. Definitely, no doubt.
Hang on a second.
I mean, I also think that people need to be paid more. That's it. You know, we're just not paid enough. Because really and truly, if you have a two-parent household, one of the parents should be at home looking after the children, and the other one should be out working. Because I mean, that's just a sacrifice you make when you have children, right? Like, you know, you want to just be at home with them, but fair enough. If you're not getting paid enough money, then you just can't afford to do that. So really, we need to demand more pay.
So actually, is the root cause just not having, not getting paid enough? That's why you don't have time.
I mean, off the back of what you said about there being more sort of like professional help for young people, I mean, there is a gap for that. It's a youth service, so they provide many different sort of realms for kids to get in, for them to do things. For example, there's trips, there's the youth centres where they can go and speak to the youth workers if they've got anything that's troubling them. So the service is available. It's just parents being having access to that service.
What I mean is that just
and actually being more aware of it as well, because I think a lot of parents are not aware of youth centres. I mean, we've got our centre in Beckton, and there's a few parents that come in and bring their kids, and when they come for the first time, they say they didn't even know something like this exists for young people. So it's them being more aware. So
there's also a question about being awareness of what's out. Maybe that also comes to the question of exploring, but more the parents exploring.
Just I want to.
Oh, thank you, Steve. A final thought before you go?
Well, like I say, the way I feel is, the government, I mean. They're always looking after themselves, you see. They've got to stop thinking about the middle class and the low class people.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yes, what he said, I'm really, support what he said. We really struggle, and we send these people to look after us, but they don't look after us. The middle class, especially the working class people, sometimes their parents, they have no choice. Both of them, they have to work. Even yesterday, the parents, they have to take this initiative. Yesterday, I told one parent, why you didn't bring your children, because the big show is going on here, this and that. They said, oh, we are so busy. We have lots of houseworks and all these things. And the kids, they feel bored. So they have to take it. Everything starts from the family. So that's why we need a good family, a strong family, most active family. And during my work, what we have done, like what she said, while we visited the projects, we try to appreciate, because many people doing lots of work for as a voluntary. If they will not get anything else back. So what is our duty? We should go and we should appreciate, and same time spread their message to other community, so they can take this one as an example, and this way we can build up the better community.
Okay, I've got a new face to the table. This is Talkaoke. It's a free-form talk show. At the moment, we're talking about, in a way, it's about how to give confidence to young people. Is it the fact that that the kids don't have anyone to go to? Craig is saying they do. They can go to the youth service, but people don't know about it. Are parents too busy? Are they too busy working? What can we do about it? These are some of the questions on the table at the moment. We've got Craig, we've got Logan, we've got Rachel, we've got Mohammed. What's your name?
Wadir.
Wadir,
yeah.
Have you got a view on this? Do you think parents are too busy?
I think so, yeah. The parents are very busy working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, does this have a knock-on effect on children?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything we can do about it?
I don't know about it.
Okay. Craig, is there any? I mean, do you agree with this? Do you think parents are too busy? When you speak to parents, are they quite busy and just running around, and sometimes they don't have time to take their kids to activities?
Yes, I do agree, but I think judging from my own family that I've observed, I feel like parents, I mean, a family is huge. There's cousins, there's aunties, there's uncles, and so forth. I feel like the family itself should actually get involved in, with each other. So, I mean, there's always family rivals anyway, but I think like aunts and uncles and cousins should play more part in terms of like taking the youngsters out to encourage them and actually get them to do things that they've never done before. Explore different areas of life. So art, fashion, music, creative stuff, even not creative, academical stuff, so going to museums and so forth. So I feel like that's the sort of remit that families should actually take on board more.
Okay, should it be down a bit more to aunts, uncles, grandparents, cousins, nephews?
Like as a young man, how I could learn if I don't spend time with my family, if I don't meet with my elders, because they have lots of experience, and for my real life I need learn. This thing I couldn't learn from the school or university, and what he said is 100% right. Nowadays we became so busy, and we are so busy with the materialistic life. Even we are in one home, but we don't talk each other. We are busy with the mobiles, games, and all these things. So instead of that, if we go out, park or someplace, we can spend on family time. It's lots of things we could learn, and from there and we can go to different projects running around in this area, so many areas.
Maybe going out a bit more as well.
Yeah, it's going out. This is the way we can build up, because this girl, she said she feel better when she speak with the public, but before she was a bit scared because she never had this experience. So how I can get this experience if I don't spend time, if I don't, I can't do it.
The young people need the support of their kids. Come and get involved in this. Come and have a seat. Come and sit down anyway. Come and sit down. Can you tell us your name? What's your name? Emma, come and have a seat. So at the moment we're talking about, so come and get involved as well. Okay, well this just goes to show, come and get involved. We're talking about the kids. Have they got enough stuff to do? Are they doing enough? How do we get young people outside of their comfort zone, doing things that scare them? What's your name? Jennifer. We got and what's your name?
Cheska.
And we got.
Mate.
I've forgotten. What is it? What is it?
Mari.
Amari. That's right. Yeah. And
Craig.
And Craig and Logan and
Mohammed
and
Wadir.
Wadir. I thought there was a person there, but it's not. What's your name? Okay. Okay. So yeah, and Emma. Yeah, we got Emma. Hello. Do you think young people have got enough to do? Do you think they've got enough to do? No, they haven't. No. Okay. Okay. So Jennifer, do you think young people have got enough to do?
Yeah.
You do. So you're disagreeing with Emma in a way?
Yeah, Emma.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Chester? Do you think young people have got enough to do? Are they? Because we're talking about pushing the kids outside of their comfort zone. Come and get involved. Come and have a say. Are we pushing them outside of their comfort zone? Are we going outside the comfort zone?
No.
You say no?
No.
No?
It depends. Like there might be some activities that like the local community will give out for children to do, for like young people to do, and they might not want to. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they might want to do it, might not want to do it, and if it's in their comfort zone, then they probably will do it.
But I mean, we had a girl earlier on. She's gone now, Camilla, who was like, "Oh, I had to speak in class." And I was scared to do it. When I felt really good after doing it, because it was something that I was scared to do. Jennifer, are you going? Okay. Did you feel good about doing the Talkaoke? Did that make you feel good? Okay, so another example as well. Thank you. People need to get out of their comfort zone, and that's I think the point. How do we actually encourage people to get out of their comfort zone, to do things that the
only thing like you come here, once we try to share and we're gonna share to each other, we can come out from the comfort zone actually. And this is the thing, that's why like you took this initiative, you come here, so we could do something else different. Like especially the volunteering. During my walk I met with one lady, she's 94 years old, still she's working for her community, still she drives, she's so active. So this is a big example for us, and that's why we have to give time to our society, our community, as a volunteer really, or whatever experience I have, you have, and once we're gonna do it, we can do something amazing.
I mean, so it's about us in a way, giving more time, all of us.
Yes. Actually, I can't do by myself. I can't change myself. You can't change yours, but we can do something great thing
together. Do you agree with you?
What I reckon that.
You just grab the mic because you're a bit far away.
What I reckon myself that so many people now, younger generation, what they got is a lot of mobile phone and laptop and computers and all that. So anything what you want to find out from the mobile phone or go internet, they can search it out and find out that whatever their need is, they will find it from there. So what I reckon in all generation, there were no mobile phone or laptop. So they used to go for their older parents.
Those mobiles and laptops are actually preventing this sense of exploration. They're stopping kids from exploring. They might be exploring the internet, but they're not exploring.
So they actually whatever their need is, they find it from Google it out and find the way out. So there's no need of parents to involve into it.
Are young people spending too much time on the internet, and is it stopping them from exploring? That's what we're talking about now?
Yes.
And Mark, you agree? Okay.
The thing is, what he said is everything has a good side and bad side. All these things, new technology come for the good reason actually. So we shouldn't cross the limit. So this thing, like many people, they're like, there's a mental problem. They're spending too much time in the mobile and the internet. They can use it in the good thing. They can use it to find something good, and they can spend like how we are here today. And if someone has an internet, they can use. Yes. So it's depends how I'm using. So I have to use the good side. And
it's a tool that you use in the right way or the wrong way, in a way. Okay. We've got a new face at the table. At the moment, we're talking about, in a way, young people. Everyone said, oh, it's great when they leave the comfort zone, when they explore, they discover new things, and so that to a certain extent is what's going on here with the Youth Hub. But the question is, like, how's that starting point? How do you actually get kids to actually leave the comfort zone, to start to explore? Once they've already got, I mean, someone like, you wouldn't believe, someone like Mohammed started off not confident, but now he's very, very confident. He's walked, was it 600 miles during the month of Ramadan, and he's met hundreds of people, but he started off not being confident. But how do you get people on that first step, the first step of the journey? That's what we're talking about at the moment. And Wadir's saying basically it's mobile phones and computers that actually stop. Kids are exploring, but they're exploring online. They're not exploring in real life, and they're not putting themselves out there. So that's where we are right now. And what's your name?
Kunta.
What's it?
Kunta.
Kunta.
Yeah.
So we got Elam, we got Chester, we got Amaris, and we got Logan, we got Mohammed, and we got Wadir. My name's Mikey. That's where we are right now. So I don't know if you. What's that? I said Elam. I did. Well, anyway, this is Elam as well. I'll say it again. Any views on this side? Any views? Yeah.
On the internet.
This is going on the internet, so maybe kids will explore this, and maybe we should put a message to them. What would we say to them? Get off! Stop watching us, and get out there. Go to the park. Stop watching this.
Use the internet to use the internet to watch what we are doing and what we are talking. So this is the good way.
What message will we say to these people that are on the internet now? What will we say to them? Do we say explore? Do we say keep listening here?
Because in a way, you can kind of gain confidence through the internet. For example, websites like Instagram. You know, people taking selfies. That's a way of gaining in confidence. You know, a lot of people would have probably felt a bit insecure about their appearance, but putting themselves online, seeing how many people like them, it's a way to sort of get confidence. So maybe it's not all that bad.
Other people agree with this?
I don't really use Instagram and Facebook a lot. I think sometimes like what Ella says, right? Yeah. I also think a lot of times people they kind of hide behind Snapchat and Facebook and stuff. Yeah. Like they'll talk to people on Snapchat and Facebook, and they probably haven't even seen them in real life, and they won't make a effort. I don't know. It's like you can have relationships with people online which are completely different to how you interact with them in real life. Yeah. So that's why sometimes I don't really. That's why sometimes I kind of off social media.
What Wadir's saying is that they're outside of. They're not really getting out of their comfort zone. But they're hiding behind the laptop or the computer or the iPad.
You can do that. If you want to isolate yourself, you can stay in your room. You can be on your laptop. You can be perfectly fine. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I prefer not to talk to people on social media and stuff. Yeah. I prefer to chill with my people in real life. I don't know.
Okay, so talking in real life is better, and so come. Yeah.
Because online, I don't know. Like online, you especially with Snapchat streaks, you can just keep them going just because you want them. Yeah. Like you could just talk to someone for 100 days. Like you can say you have a streak for 100 days, but that's just because you. I don't know. It's completely different to a conversation with a person.
Okay, I just want to explain that. Come on, have a seat. This is Talkaoke, it's a pop talk show. At the moment, we're talking about kids. What's going to lead kids to actually explore and go out of their comfort zone? Wadir is saying that that laptops, computers, iPads are stopping kids from actually really physically exploring and actually, learning, actually getting a kick, learning from so that. Yeah.
Do you travel by underground and British Rail or something?
Occasionally. Yeah.
But if you see about 10-15 years back, nobody had a mobile phone or laptop in their hand. Yeah. But now, if you travel by train or buses, each and every person, mostly 90%, they got all mobile phone and a laptop in their hand.
Are you checking your mobile phone when you're on the bus?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're one of those people. Yeah. Okay.
But what I'm trying to say is they're busy on their own self with the mobile phone, and they don't want to know who is doing that or what. They are all by themselves.
And before those existed, were they all talking to each other on the bus?
Yeah.
They were. Okay. All right. Okay.
I mean, before the mobile phones, people were reading books. They were reading newspapers. You even have an image from the 1950s on the train, and everyone was just in a book and reading the paper. So it's the same thing, It's no different.
So they weren't talking to each other.
They weren't talking.
Even then.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the UK, people have never spoken to people on public transport. Okay. Or in London, should I say?
Yeah. No, I feel I studied history for a bit. And especially around the 80s and stuff with factory and stuff, when people became a lot more individualistic. So I feel like social media, I don't feel like social media caused that. I feel like people are becoming more individualistic into themselves.
Yeah.
Before stuff like social media.
So you're talking about Thatcherism.
Yeah, in society and stuff in general. Yeah. Because
so what is that? What is that?
It's Thatcherism was just like everyone's, instead of like the government doing everything for like the government, instead of the government spending a lot and the government investing in healthcare and education, the government rolled back and the state doesn't involve.
Right.
And then like everyone kind of, I think the idea behind it was everyone can kind of make their own money, everyone can kind of do their own thing.
So it's more down to individuals to do their own thing rather than government to intervene and get involved. That's how people have got individual.
That's how, I think we just grew up with it.
Okay, Mohammed?
Yes, I want to say about a few words about the social media. That's why I said everything has a good and bad side. I don't support like some people, since they woke up to going to the bed, they're sharing everything what they're doing. Because this way I'm losing my privacy. I can't blame to you. And it has a good side because I do lots of marathon and all these things. So through the social media, I raise the awareness why I'm running, because I run for the disabled kids. People get the news what I'm doing and try to communicate. This is a good side.
But what about this this question that Kuntur is raising about? Come and have a seat. Can we get involved? About those basically the individualism. This question of individualism that you're talking about, and maybe you're trying to address. Did it come from before mobile phones?
Actually, might be it was, but maybe it was a different way. But now the way has changed now. So everybody is busy with themselves. Yes, I want to prove myself. We became so selfish actually. We don't think about the others. What is going? I don't know what is going my next door. I don't know what's going to my friends. I'm gonna just try to promote myself.
So what you, in a way, however it came about, have we become more individualistic? And is it down to Margaret Thatcher? Is it down to mobile phones and social media, or is it a bit of both? That's what we're talking about at the moment.
Individualistic.
I mean, pretty much everyone around the table is saying we've become more individualistic. Do you agree with that for a start?
Not fully.
No, you think we're
you know where it is, unfortunately, I think people are followers. Yeah. Whatever the media says, that's what dictates what the majority of people are in these days and times, it seems like. Unfortunately, most of these youngsters, it's the media that controls their life. It's the media that dictates how they are, how they speak, how they dress, and how they act in these days and time. For instance, look at knife crime. A simple thing as that. It becomes the norm for everyone to pick it up because it's the style nowadays.
So it's about following in a way. It's about following rather than being. So in a way, you want them to be more individualistic and make their own decisions.
Yes, about the crime, what he said. If you go around in this area, especially in the evening time, you can see lots of young boys. They involved with a lots of crime and drugs and all these things because they always want to stay. Yes, they always want to stay in the comfort. They want an easy life. They don't want to go and work hard. If you can see, they're driving the expensive car. A 25 years old boy, how he managed this car?
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's involve some more people. But I'm going to come to you in a second. But Logan, have you got a view on this? You don't have a view on it. Do you think we're more individualistic? Do we need to be more individualistic so we don't follow some of these patterns presented in the media? You're not sure about it? Okay. This side. Kuntu?
I'd always think that that like kids always, I don't feel like when kids are on the road and stuff and they're carrying guns and they're selling drugs and stuff, I don't think it's necessarily just because they go, oh yeah, I want to sell drugs, I want to earn. I don't think like they think about it like that. I think it's more like society always puts value on like money and like having expensive clothes, like for example Air Forces and stuff like that. And if you grow up in a council estate and your parents ain't got the money for you, and you got older people who are selling and stuff and they show you hundreds of pounds, you're not going to question £100 of pounds. So, you're going to go with them because you're going to have the stylish trainers.
So in a way it's about society's giving us the values that what's important is having a lot of money, what's important is having the right trainers.
Why they steal the money to buy the car?
Okay.
Well, like, that's
so have we got the wrong values in society? You're nodding. We've got a new face over here. Hello, what's your name?
Elijah.
I didn't notice you until now, but have you been listening to this conversation? Do you agree, disagree? There's different points here. Okay, so I mean, basically, Kuntur is saying that the reason why we've got crime and stuff like that is because the values of our society are wrong. We're too worried about money. And we didn't get your name. What's your name, actually?
Gary.
Gary. Gary's saying that actually it's about people following, and it's about people following other people and just doing what. And the media, and following the media. So I mean, what is the cause of crime? Are the values of our society wrong? You were nodding as well to that. So what do you think about it?
I mean, I think, it's up to parents to make sure that their children have the right values, definitely, 100%. You have to know that, like, in this life, you can't get things just like that. Just because, you have to teach them that if someone presents money to you, I just think that what the example that you gave of, like, if someone, they want to get a new pair of trainers, someone offers them the money to buy it, it's because their parents didn't teach them right. That's what that is about.
I mean,
how much come?
Sorry, as a parent, and I'm sure all of you that got parents, I'm sure most of your parents brought you up in the correct way and manner. What most of these kids choose once they step outside door is a total different things. I know it's easy to blame the parents sometimes and think it's the parents' fault. It's why the kids are bad outside the road, but it's not. Some of these parents are working hard. To give their kids everything that they need, the right education, like the right sometimes they can't afford the trainers, but these kids, they're growing up like they want these things because they see it on TV, it's glamorized on TV, their friends got it, so they think that's the way. Just because one child might follow his friends, when they step out the road, this is the thing about kids. Once they leave that house and they go on road, I've even seen young girls, they got to change of clothes once they leave their house. Their parents don't know that's how they are. So it's two different things.
You think that young people are much more influenced by other young people than they are by their parents?
Most people, look at the boys. The boys are into these gangs. It's like the gang is their extended family. And the girls, when they step out the road, that's it. When they're with their group of girls, the home family is a total different things. And what is at home, most people would not think that that's the same person.
There's nothing the parents can really do.
Nothing that they could do.
Okay. Well, I guess let's bring in Mohammed on this. Let's get everyone. We'll get everyone's view.
That's what he said. I agree with that. The parents, they try their best, but sometimes the parents, they don't know what they're doing outside when they will leave. They don't know. Even I found sometimes when I told their parents, do you know what your children, your boys and girls, they don't believe. They gave blame to you. They said, oh, you were lying. My boys is the best. Yes, everyone like their own kids, but the thing is, they have to think what they're doing when they go outside.
Switch personalities when they leave the house.
And also we have to look at that, who is their friend and who is their company. This is very, because they're influenced by them.
I was gonna say, obviously, like what you guys said was true. Like, obviously, once the kid steps out, they can lie straight to you. But I feel like it's just an unfortunate situation that, like, if you're growing up in certain areas where, like, you're more deprived, because I feel like it will be harder for you to be more vigilant for your kids, because obviously there'll be so much more temptations out on the road, like stuff like that. So, but I don't know. I feel like the parents can do stuff. I feel like they just have to be way more suspicious and way.
So parents should be more skeptical.
More vigilant. I don't know. Like, I don't want to say more vigilant. Like, they're not trying. But obviously, like, if especially like if it's a single parent or something and they're working, it's going to be hard for them to work and then come home and then support. So I don't really know, but like I would just say maybe more vigilant.
More vigilant, more suspicious.
Be more open.
I mean, the thing is, I am, statistically, my mum's single parent and everything. However, my mum instilled a lot of fear in me, so I knew that
what kind of fear?
Well, basically, if I was to get up to anything stupid on the street, pretty much I was going to get beat, and I never did. Guess what? When I got my first mobile when I was 16, because I had to wait all that time. But what I did wait, because guess what? She taught me to be patient. You can't just like wake up and expect that money falls off trees.
I got my first mobile when I was 24.
There you go, right? But also the second thing is, there you go. And also, oh man, I forgot my second point. But also, my second point is the fact that, like, one of the sacrifices you have to make when you're a parent is that you have to be with your child. When you're working all the time and you're not seeing your children, of course they're going to go and do random things.
Trying to provide for your child.
We have a benefit system. And at the end of the day, if you have children, you have to grow that child up properly, especially in their most influential years, up until the age of 13. You just have to rely on the benefit system, claim benefits, look after your child. That's the most important thing you can do as a parent.
To be on benefits.
100%. There's nothing wrong with being on benefits to look after your children. No, my mum wasn't on benefits. She worked, she studied. But guess what? She fed me enough.
Okay. So, let's get some other views from people. You've been a bit quiet on this side. Have you got a view on this, Elijah?
Basically, it's the fact that the generation, we call it the millennials, what they don't have is patience and gratitude.
Okay.
Meaning that if these values are instilled in them when they're still young, maybe through school if the parent was busy, maybe through youth clubs, then the child grows up knowing that what I don't have, I might not need it as much, but I'm grateful that I have what I have.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, how do you get a young child to be either patient or grateful?
I mean, there's lots of activities that you can do. There's different games that it might not be obvious, but at the end of it all, the child gets to realize that, wow, I've been learning this since when I was young, and it might not be a serious thing like sit down one-to-one talk. It could be a game, and you ask them a quiz, and they end up giving you these answers that you might not expect.
Okay. So and there's another thing there, which is give the kids, don't predict what the kid's going to do. Actually, leave it open for the kids to actually be able to. I'm going to come to you in a second, Gary.
On that same point that you made, and you try to highlight a bit more, is the fact that you said you got your phone at 16. I think most of the kids of today, things come too easy for them. They get everything they want, more than, and I think that's what, as the elders, we give them too much.
Right.
And these generation, they're used to having too much, and because they're used to having so much, they don't appreciate anything that they have.
What about the question that Elijah brought up about patience and gratitude?
Which is the thing. They
do
not learn.
Can you teach
if you've got small kids who's got a mobile phone, a young child who's got a mobile phone, and all the tech gears that's out there now, how are they going to appreciate anything in life?
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as the latest thing comes out, they need to have it, and it's a case of need to have straight away nowadays.
Yeah.
Before there was a patience, there was a time of waiting before you could achieve anything or you earn it. Nowadays, it's just given to them.
Instant. Okay.
So there is no appreciation of value for anything.
Hang on a sec, we've got a new face to the table. What's your name?
Lazarus.
What is it? Lazarus. Come. Yeah, Laz. Is that right? So at the moment we're talking about. In a way, this whole conversation came about this sense of giving kids more self-confidence, ability to explore, go out of their comfort zone. But then does that lead them to go out of their comfort zone in the wrong way, where they get into crime? And what is causing that? Is it we first of all looked at parents, then we mentioned society, and now we're talking about, in a way, teaching kids in the right way. Who's going to do it? Is it about patience and gratitude, learning the big values? And that's where we are right now. And let me just. You wanted to say something. I'll come to you in a second, Gary. You wanted to say something. But you.
I'm going to grab some food and then I'll jump in the middle.
Okay. Yeah, good. Yeah, okay. Would you want to say one last thing?
Oh yeah, basically a way to teach a child patience is to give them pocket money. I got like £2 a week, and guess what? Because basically you have to. I wanted a Nintendo. My mum was never going to buy it to me, but guess what? I saved it for a whole year, and after the year I bought my Nintendo, and guess what? I was so happy that I saved up. You appreciate, you look after it, and that's a great way to teach children. It was the first Nintendo. It was yellow. Yeah, it was a brick.
Yellow Nintendo. Okay. Mohammed, I'll come to you.
Yeah, the thing is what he said, how a children he will or she will appreciate when he get everything so easily. He never know how I got it, the value of it. So that's why we have to teach the children how they can get it. And that's why I always say the parents, they have to take this initiative. Right. And that's why they don't need to go to Oxford University. They could learn from their family, and they can do this research and how they can do it. Because when a tree grows up, that time if also is going to the wrong way, it's too late. Right. When their age is between 5 to 10, that time they have to teach. When they're 20, it's too late.
True. Come and get involved in this. How do we're talking about the young. Yeah, come and have a seat. Come and get involved in this. At the moment we're talking about young people. Come and have a seat. Everyone's welcome. We're here. We got Gary. We got Mohammed. We got Kunta. We got Laz. We got Chester. We got Elijah. My name's Mikey. What's your name?
Zara.
And what's your name?
Maureen.
Come and have a seat, Maureen. We're talking about the kids. Are they getting things too easy? Is that leading to a lack of patience and wanting to have things instantly? Should we, if we're going to give them a phone, should we say we'll give it to you in a year and you save up for it, pound by pound?
The thing is, going back to what you were saying about the cause of the problem, where we're trying to blame parents and society, the government has to take a major role in this as well. Before, all these kids had youth centres. These are a thing of the past now. These kids have nothing to do outside the home. Yeah, it's either come home or spend their time on the streets.
Yeah.
There's nothing for them to do.
Yeah.
And I don't think the schools and the governments are doing or providing enough for these young kids to do.
For them to make the right decisions.
Exactly. And what they say, the devil makes something for idle thumbs.
Idle hands. Devil makes work for idle hands.
For idle hands, exactly. Yeah. So it's a case of that. If these kids have nothing positive to do, they're going to go out there and start doing negative things.
Okay.
And they're going to start going down the wrong path.
All
So the government and society needs to play an active role in it.
Right. Okay.
Instead of just blaming the parents and the kids.
Les, what are you going to say?
And I think they're supposed to have like different helping other young people to not
do the wrong thing.
Yeah, because some parents are so they let their kids get away with too much murder. You know what I mean? Too much murder.
But I mean, what we were saying earlier, lads, is that you can have an angelic child as soon as they leave the house. Then they change their clothes, they change their attitude, they change everything. How do you reach out to those kids? And that's what we're talking about right now. Have you got a thought on this, Zara? Do you think, how do you teach children gratitude and patience and confidence? Is there any way?
Some kids are not even grateful anyway.
How do you encourage that? Maureen, have you got a view on this?
I think the best thing to set up lots of places where kids can go activity, where kids can go evening time, and in the afternoon of school. So that we keep them more occupied.
Yeah. Are we sort of underestimating the importance of these external activities, activities for kids to do? I'll come to you, because you had something to say, didn't you?
Yeah, what I was going to say is that like, it would be easy to blame like society and be like, oh, because it's too materialistic and stuff. But if you're conscious of the fact that society is materialistic, and you're conscious of the fact that society is always saying you have to have the new things and stuff when you're raising your children, then you would just have to make sure in your house you just have to make sure those kind of things don't happen, if you get what I'm saying.
So in a way you're saying to your kids, this is a bit of a trap and a trick, and actually those people just wanted to make money, they wanted to sell you stuff.
Some parents don't grow up their kids good, like they grow up their kids so bad, you know what I mean? So bad.
Okay.
That's why I'll come back again for about the sharing. Like today you were here, you done lots of work before you come here. I thought it's not easy, like just I'm coming and I'm saying and it's going. So behind the scenario, lots of work. So that's why as a parents, everyone, they have to share their children how they're running their life. Then they could learn, yes, my dad or my mom did really hard work just only for me. And this is the way they could learn, and it's a big lesson for their life as well.
The thing is, guys,
grab the mic.
When you look at society, of the likes of Kim Kardashian, and these are supposed to be the role models for the young girls out there, they have no values. These people, how did they get their fame? It's not through hard work or anything decent in life. So I think most of society, even the boys, all they see is these rappers, people out there making money, and that's what they aspire for. No one wants to go the long route and study hard, and everyone thinks they could be a rapper, everyone thinks they could be Kim Kardashian. It's not going to work like that. Everyone wants it easy, and because they see this reality star, they think that's what life is about. But there's a lot more to it than that.
I mean, I think what Kunta's saying is that you need to teach your kids to be more critical of that. Say that that's a trap.
Of course we do, but it's a very hard thing. As a parent, when you've got someone like Kim Kardashian who's glorified, every day she's in the paper, and it seems like this is what the epitome of most young girls, this is what they strive to be like. It's a bit hard for a parent to do anything otherwise from that, because society glorifies this person like she's the greatest, but she's nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, she shows no true value for the young ladies out there growing up. I wouldn't want my daughter to aspire to be like someone like that, but this is what they promote on TV.
Zara, have you got a view on Kim Kardashian? No? Are you inspired by Kim Kardashian or somebody else? Nobody. Who inspires you? Come and sit down. Come and get. Anyway, Elijah. Yeah.
So
give us a final thought before you go. Yeah, just after Elijah. Okay, you go first. Yeah. And give us a final thought as well, Maureen.
I don't really know.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? Has there anything you've heard that sort of moved on your understanding of this a little bit?
The thing, I can't remember your name, Derry, but the thing you mentioned about the parents, like about how like kids can just go out and change and be completely different. Like I kind of knew it was true, but I didn't really process it, especially because it's quite easy for people to blame parents and stuff, especially when
from the parents' point of view. You didn't really see that side,
Especially like with stuff like when stuff happens in schools and that. Like you can get an abortion and that, and then your parents don't have to know. And stuff like that. But then when stuff goes wrong, like say like the kid goes and kills someone, then obviously you're gonna come to the parents. Right? And it's like where were you? Like why didn't they go in front of the parents before? If you get what I'm saying. So it's like the system can hide things from the parents, but then expect the parents to take full responsibility for the child. Like it doesn't make sense.
Okay, so there's a bit of a contradiction there. Okay, what were you gonna say, Elijah?
So I was talking about celebrities, meaning that people see the fame side of things and they forget where the celebrities came from. Because a lot of these people struggled in life. I've seen a lot. Dwayne Johnson, Steve Jobs. Everyone started from nothing, and they built to something. So that is where people get their inspiration. People see people dressed like Drake and they think that they just want to be like him. But the thing is, it's something deeper. It's not what people see on the outside. If you look at their backstory, it's what people get inspired by. So, we get these people that just follow the band and they just like, he's inspired by Drake, so I'm gonna get inspired by Drake as well. But the people that actually started this off and get the inspiration, they have a reason why they get it. Not just because they dress well, not because they're rich, but there's always a more true reason to why. And sometimes, because there's a big gap between the generations, the parents think, or the grown-ups think, that he just wants to get spoiled. I don't want you to get influenced by these people, but they don't know what the kid knows. Like, the gap is big, and the gap should be narrowed, which is why parents should find more time to speak to their kids. They should make youth zones more open to both parents and young people, so they get time to spend and do activities together, not separate them.
Okay. I think it's more than one point in a way, because there's a question about the work involved in getting to the top, but also the question about the time that we all need to be with each other, which is
Just one example, what he said, we have to choose the right role model in our life. When because of my marathon, when I met with Day Thompson, you know, he was one of the greatest athletes. You know, and I read his life story. He became the great, but he came from a very poor family. He struggled loss, you know. So because of his hard work, he's today he's here. So this is the thing, like what he said. We have to see who is our role model and what he said.
So for you, it's
and how they achieved, and how much hard work they have done. But the problem is our youth, they don't want to do any hard work. Straight away they want to jump on it, which is not practical.
I mean, just going to Day Thompson, like we don't think of him. We think of him as somebody that's achieved a lot, but we don't necessarily think of all the work that he's done to get there.
Which is what he's saying. Because there's a lot of time people just think life is easy. No one looks at people look at Usain Bolt and look at Lewis Hamilton and all these people. Everyone who's great, and all they see is success. No one appreciates the hard work that goes in behind this. These guys, they train hard to be at the top of their field. Nothing's just as you can't just get up one day and become the top of your field like that. It takes years and years of dedication and hard work, sweat and tears to get it. But most people, all they see is success, and they think success, that's all it is. Success doesn't come like that. Success takes years and years of hard work and patience.
I mean, are we communicating that level of work though? I mean, how do we communicate that? Because it's a bit of a boring message. You know, talking about Drake, your example, Day Thompson, if you just showed them just running continually or just like trying.
Look at about the Mo Farah. What is his duty? Every day he's running 7-8 hours, miles and miles, because he was so dedicated.
But what I'm saying is, to report that is quite boring, isn't it? So maybe that's why we don't hear it.
But then, as Elijah just said earlier on, it's like the rapport between parents and child needs to be a bit closer. We need to have this conversation between us and our child, instead of just leaving it to them and thinking, let them work it out for themselves.
I mean, also someone was saying, you know, maybe it's about parents also telling their children how much work they're doing.
Exactly.
Or Dear, you haven't said much for a while. What do you think about this conversation?
Let me see first.
Okay, you just got to check your social media first. Okay, you do your tweets first and then come back to us. Laz, Chester, have you got any views on this? Do you think that we're too swayed by fame and not enough by hard work?
Yeah, I think I'll agree with Elijah and Gary, because you'll see like a lot of things on TV, and you aspire to be like that. But the thing is, like, people aspire their parents too, because their parents work hard and they think, oh, I want to work hard like my parents.
Right.
And then they'll see like what's on TV, and then they'll be influenced by that too, like, oh, I want to be famous like that.
So in a way, it's all part of a jigsaw puzzle in a
Yeah.
way. Okay. Lads, have you got a view on this? No. Okay, yeah, Nigel.
You know, when you say that, are we swayed by fame or by the hard work?
Yeah.
It's totally different because the society makes us compete.
Right.
So from a young age,
yeah,
in school, you have to be the best, top of a class. You have to
Right.
get an A.
Right.
You have to pass all your exams. You
Yeah.
have to be the best out of everyone. When it comes to sport, you have
Yeah.
to be the fastest one. You have to cross the finish
Yeah.
line first. But the thing is, it's a deeper thing. It's not just winning. It's not just being the first. And the people that can't win, they lose the motivation.
Right. Okay. So we're actually putting people off.
Yeah.
If they're not the winners.
So, I once said that Einstein said, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life thinking it's stupid.
Yeah.
This maths might not be my thing, but I'm a good artist. I should go for art. If I'm not good at medicine, I can be a runner. I could be a singer. I can motivate more people through my music than through being a doctor. And the fact that society treats everyone the same. Like, imagine a doctor giving everyone the same treatment, and yet everyone has different diseases.
Right.
The results will be tragic.
Yeah.
So we need to assort to everyone's needs, not just society in general. Because I don't think everyone is meant to do the same thing in life. But we have standardized testing that's making everyone do the same test when they want to do different things.
In a way, we're judging people in a too much of a standardized way.
The thing is, what I want to say, in our society, what we have to do, we have to appreciate each other, the good work. And this is the only way. Once we appreciate each other, I will learn, they will learn, and the good message will spread everywhere. And it's nothing wrong with the food, because once I'm sharing my life experience. Once a time I was in a street, I had no role model, and when I went to someone, they said, "Oh, you can't do it."
Yeah.
But I believe myself. I know myself. I can do.
What led you to challenge that thing? You know, to say that I am actually going to be good at it. I'm not going to be.
And at what time? That time I was like as a running horse. I'm just focusing straight.
Yeah, but what point I'm making, I just want to come back to Elijah's point. If someone tells you you're not good at something, you can't do it, what changes you? What makes you challenge
That time I have a self-belief. I know I can do it, but I need an opportunity, and I was looking for a point like as a hungry bird, you know, and I got it, and I used it, and today I'm here.
Okay. I mean, I mean that is good, but I still don't think the answer is there, because I feel like, you know, what Elijah's saying is that kids are being told they're not good at something, and that puts them off.
True. But you know, it is, as he said, as he rightly pointed out, everyone has different skills in this world. I know sometimes, especially the school system, I think it's a school system that really generalizes that. If you're not in the top of your class, you're deemed as a bit stupid. So it starts with the school system. After you leave the school system, you could branch out and get into anything you want. One of my greatest, the people who I appreciate most in life is people who are self-taught. Anyone could teach themselves any skill that they want. All it takes is that motivation. And I think that's where the problem really lies down to. What is going to motivate someone to, regardless of society's look on them, they're going to go against that and say, you know what, I could achieve, and I'm going to still try and make it.
I mean, we've been circling around this question in a way for the last period of time, the question of motivation, because we know what a powerful force motivation is, but how, when kids are not motivated, we know how dangerous that is, but how to actually get those first roots of motivation. I think that, you know, and I think this is a really good point about finding out what kids are good at and actually giving them the positivity. Maureen, have you got a view on this? How to motivate kids?
I want to give the answer of what you said. So that time when I was looking, some people caught me actually, and they really appreciate me, and they became my role model.
Right, okay, so people were telling you you're good at something.
And the thing is, what is my responsibility and what I'm doing, I go to the young people and I motivate them. Look, you can do it because I have done. You have better opportunity than me, because this is my responsibility to appreciate them and spread the message how they can do, to show them. Because I can't do, if all of us we do this similar thing, I think we can do some really great work in our community.
So we've got to find out what people are good at and tell them they're good at things.
Motivate each other. Motivate each other, which is back to that community spirit, like you were saying.
Okay. Okay. Well, have you done your tweets now? You haven't got a few. Okay. Yeah.
But the thing is, telling someone that you can do it because he has done it. Look at him, he's doing it well, and then you have a chance to think back. I mean, look at him now. He started way back. I mean, I'm younger than him, but by the time I finish this, I might not be at his level. And then people tell you, no, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. That one comment is enough to put you off.
Right.
But if someone comes to tell you, hey, I see you're not good at this. Have you tried this instead? Instead of do this, he done this.
Yeah.
Try a different method.
Well, it's interesting what you're saying. The negative comment has got much more power
than the positive.
Okay.
And the school system as well, because school teaches us competition over collaboration.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna tell my friend that, hey, do this instead, because he might be better than me. I want to be the best as well, so I'm not gonna share my knowledge with him.
Okay.
If school teaches us to collaborate from a young age, we're gonna be like.
Let's just get. What's your name?
Rich.
And what are you good at?
I'm dancing.
You're good at dancing?
Yes.
Okay.
And I die.
What's that?
Die.
What's his game talking about?
Okay. Oh, games. Okay. So, I mean, do people say, look, you're good at dancing?
Yes.
Okay. And how's that make you feel?
Well, I don't know.
Make you happy.
It makes you happy. Excellent.
Yeah,
Good stuff. Thank you. Okay, so it just goes to show. So what we're saying is, or Elijah's saying really, has school kind of got it wrong because we're trying to compete too much, and we should be actually sharing more, finding out what people are good at, not telling them you're not good at stuff, but actually finding out what they're good at and actually telling them, they're encouraging them. Do you agree with that? Yeah. What's your name?
My name.
Whoa, hang on. Yeah, go.
My name's Rukon Ahmed.
Yeah.
And schools, they make us compete sometimes, but I think they're just trying to get the best out of everyone. So we're all like.
But is it the right way to get the best out of people?
No.
To get them to
because
compete?
it makes people too competitive.
Okay. Are schools too competitive? Come and have a seat. Are we? Because what's being said is that we're actually telling people. We're actually telling people that they're doing that they're, it might be maths. Like only the people that are maths are getting the positivity from maths, and then everyone else that might be good at something else like arts or running or we're not saying look, you're actually good at this, so people feel like they're failures and they go on. They take that through their lives with them, always thinking they're not that good.
If you think about it, the school system is just a stepping stone for you to build up to get out there in life. Whatever we learn in school, 90% of those are irrelevant when you get out in the real world.
Right.
Because usually you probably go out there, you retrain to do something specifically for your job. Even college and university, it's just a stepping stone for us to learn order.
Right.
And learn the basics of life.
Order?
Yeah, order. Whatever you do after that is a different thing.
So school is in a way about learning order?
Yeah. Okay. Maths, English, it covers the basic subjects. After that, anyone could take up extra activities outside of school. If you're interested in football, if you're interested in art, you could do that outside of school. The school just gives you the basics for you to, as a stepping stone to get further on in life.
What about this? What was it? What's your name again?
The competitiveness.
Yeah. Is it too? I mean, both Elijah and Rukun.
Yeah,
Rukun. Rukun is saying, they're too competitive, and it's actually the wrong focus.
Personally, as a parent, I just don't think there's enough variety in school.
All right, okay.
In the school system, they need a bit more variety.
Okay.
Instead of just the basics, what they do.
Yeah.
Even when I look at, I'm from Jamaica.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of sports.
Yeah.
When I look at the sport during the school, they don't offer them a lot of things like that outside of just maths, English, and the hardcore studies.
Okay.
But there's a lot more outside of it that they could involve them in, and these kids could end up finding their place and wouldn't find it so competitive.
Okay, we've got a new face at the table. What's your name?
Lucy.
Lucy, do you agree with what's being said on the table?
Yeah, I think so. I think by examining children regularly from an early age as well, I think you're right. It puts them in a situation where they can feel like they're failing.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I think a variety where a child can find an area that they are good at something.
Yeah.
Whether that be woodwork, football,
or dancing,
like music.
Yeah.
Something more vocational.
Yeah.
Because it's true, you know, when you finish and you leave school and find an employment, not everybody is using maths and English every day. You know, maybe they are a musician or a sportsman. So, but not only that, I think using those things to give confidence would help you be a better overall student.
Okay, so it's a question of confidence as well.
Sure.
Whatever job you do, you need confidence. Give us a final thought. Sorry, Elijah.
Yes, first of all, thank you very much to give me this opportunity to share, and I really appreciate your hard work, because you were sitting on the hours and hours, you know.
Well, it's not that hard.
And this end of that, this is for the good cause, you know. Good cause. You create the opportunity for the people to sharing what is their view, and I hope we can do something. Not some things, we can do something big thing in our society. Once we work together, we share each other, and we have to respect each other. This is the most important things, and we have to give the value we appreciate. And my best wishes for all of you, for the young boys and girls, and anything, whatever they need, I would like to share my experience. Hopefully, maybe it's very little, but I hope it's going to inspire them.
I mean, there's another question there, a question of value that maybe we could do. Are we valuing each other, respecting each other enough? What were you going to say?
So Gary talks about how school is order, stepping stone for life. So in school we have the good kids that are always on time. And then we have those kids that are not called the good kids, but they may not necessarily mean bad. And so from then you're labeled as a bad child. Do you think you're gonna get good in the future?
You think they're already being sort of put into a role?
So the reason they're bad is because maybe they did this wrong, and so from then they didn't care anymore because they were not motivated right. So from then they lose motivation in life, and they can't find it anywhere, because the reason they went to school was to get it. School is meant to give you like a base. He said a base. So from then you base your future onto that. You find what you're gonna do in future.
So you're saying the most important thing is motivation?
No. The most important thing is learning, but not learning with discouragement, learning with motivation. So not competition, as I said, collaboration. So you learn that from a young age, when you know something, you share it with the class, you don't keep it to yourself, because it might make everyone else pass their exam. But because of competition, you want to go in your room and read by yourself. Your friends call you, hey, you're revising. You're like, no, I'm watching TV, when secretly you're revising. Just because you don't want them to know that you're doing good. Do you get what I mean?
I see.
So if you learn that you have to collaborate from this age, you're young, you know that work in a team, work together, the future will be better. Everyone will work together, not against each other.
More teaching, collaboration, sharing, working as a team. Do you agree with this?
Well,
thank you.
Some people just want to be like, they want to look good in front of their friends, so they act like how their friends would want them to act, but in reality they just want to do good in their education and stuff like that. But friends, like, it's peer pressure in the end.
So it's an interesting thing, because what we're saying, can we get involved in this? We're talking about, are we getting the right mix when it comes to education? Should we be encouraging teamwork and motivation more? And also, our kids, in a way, because earlier we were saying they're maybe showing a different face to not the true face to their parents, but maybe they're not showing their true face to their peers either. They're making a kind of performance to them.
He acts like someone who's not really.
So you're acting like someone different. You're acting like a different person at home, but also a different person when you're out on the road as well. So, you know, where is the true you? Where is that coming out? Would you have got any thoughts on this conversation?
I don't know. He's saying it's true. I think got to look after it and get into it. It's right. I believe in.
My final thought. Personally, I think most of these kids are under too much pressure. I think that's why it all boils down to. If how old are you, sorry? 14. If at 14 years old you feel under pressure at school, you feel under pressure at home, and you also feel under pressure with your friends, it's going to be a major problem.
Yeah.
You can't try to please all of these different people, and in the process, you don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of pressure for these kids. It's like they're not really spending the time to get to know themselves.
Yeah.
Plus, on top of it, you also have the media who's pressurizing them to act this way and pretend to be like this, which is not who they are.
Yeah.
Really and truly, as you said, he just wants to learn.
Too much,
Too much pressure.
Yeah.
Your parents put pressure on the kids. Some parents put pressure on their kids because they want them to succeed. The school put pressure on them, and their peers put pressure on them.
Yeah.
If you don't act a certain way, you can't roll with your boys.
Yeah.
If you don't act a certain way, you can't roll with the girls.
Yeah.
And it's too much for their little brains.
Yeah.
And because of that, they're trying to please too much people without even getting to know themselves. It's going to cause conflict.
Okay. Yeah. Too much. Are the kids under too much pressure? That's what we're talking about now. Come and get involved if you want to. Were you going to say something, Les?
Yeah. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I've got to say.
Thank you. Give us a final thought before you go. Sorry, Les. You got a final thought?
No, I got nothing to say much, but the guy was sitting here.
Gary, yeah.
Yeah, he was right. All the way he was saying the truth. Yeah. Too much pressure on kids. When they're in school, they got to get the CV done, and by getting a CV, then they get a job.
Yeah.
In wherever they want to end up in a factory or another.
So it's pressure.
Yeah, pressure.
Are we pressuring the kids too much? That's what we're talking about at the moment. Thank you. Thanks for sitting down. Thanks for getting involved. What's your name?
Bell.
Bell.
Yep.
So we got what's it again?
Rukan.
Ruhan.
Rukan.
We got Rukan. We got Bell. We got Laz. We got Amaris. What was it again? Bosid and Elam. And what are you going to say, Les?
I'm going to say about how people need to get more help into work as well.
Yeah.
Like with disabilities and all of that as well. Because we've been pushed aside for too long, you know, because...
I mean, is it something about our whole world that it's all too competitive and we're not helping each other enough, do you think?
And it's well, right?
Yeah.
2 plus 2?
Come and sit down. What are you saying?
2 plus 2.
2 plus 2?
Yeah.
What's the... I don't understand.
No, just only one question. I swear that.
Okay. Come and get involved. What we're talking about, are the kids under too much pressure? That's what we're talking about at the moment.
Yes, I ask you one question and we're gonna go. 2 plus 2. What is that?
4.
No, it's 5. You got it.
Okay. Do you think he's wrong?
What was the answer he said?
5. Anyway, Belle, have you got a view on this? What do you think about it? Are we putting kids under too much pressure? Do we need to? Yeah.
You see the boy that just came about the 2.
Yeah.
He done that to like impress his friends and that.
Yeah.
And then like.
But do you think were they impressed?
No, probably not, because it wasn't really funny.
Okay. Come and get involved in this. At the moment we're talking about, are we putting kids under too much pressure? Are they doing too many exams? Are we working too competitively? Should there be more teamwork? That's what's been said on the table. Should we be helping more people? So that's what we're talking about at the moment. Give us a final thought before you go.
My final thought is schools prioritize people that are the smartest, because they want their school to look good.
So it's about making the school look good in a way.
Yeah.
So they just focus on the smartest people.
Yeah. So their school looks like they get all the A stars and C2 A stars.
But they also get all the attention as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we focusing on the smartest too much? It's another thing. What's your view on it?
They focus on the smartest people and not on the people that are not.
Yeah.
Like they don't think too much. And yeah.
I mean, do you think there's too much pressure as well to be the smartest person? Have you got a view on it?
It depends what school you go to.
Yeah. So
like,
different schools are work in different ways.
Like my school where I go. It's like there's a variety of like.
So they are focusing on. Are they encouraging people to be too competitive, or are they actually helping everybody?
Well, I'd say they're helping everybody because the main objective is to get like everyone good grades at the end.
Okay, so you think that's a good example. What's the name of the school?
Mossbourne.
What was it?
Mossbourne.
Mossbourne. in Hackney. Okay, we've done Talkaoke there in Mossbourne Academy. Talking from Hackney and talking about the smartest people, we've now got Ellen. We're going to have a change of personnel, but don't go away. We're going to keep the conversation going. We're going to have a change of personnel, and Ellen's going to jump in, but we're still going to maybe stick on this theme. We're going to talk a little bit about, Laz, what you're saying about actually helping people with different abilities, getting into work as well. And actually, is our whole culture too competitive and not enough about helping people, working as a team?
And like they always.
Where did Ellen go?
Oh.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so what I was saying is about support.
Yeah.
In this, in Newham, because I live in Newham.
Yeah.
And they don't help that much us. They don't help us a lot.
Right. What sort of help do you think you need?
To help us to get employment.
Right.
As well.
Yeah. Give us a final thought before we go. Smooth transition.
My name is Aiden.
Aiden, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What's your final thought?
The teachers that put pressure on the kids, they're just mean.
Right, it's mean to put pressure on the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got a final thought?
I mean, it depends. Like, in a way, if you put pressure on someone, it's not necessarily like negative. It could be trying to help them.
Okay, so pressure can also be positive.
Yeah.